Everybody, I'm Leslie. Welcome to the late night show. We're gonna have some amazing brothers, hopefully some sisters on the panel. So everybody, I sent out the link. Go ahead and click on it. Let's get this show back going. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. And hit that share button. Let's spread this video. Right, Cook. We back. We back. Red Squid. We back. Miss L. We back. Red Squid, peace, brother.
Peace with you, bro. How are you doing?
I'm good.
That's what's up.
You know, I got the little background music playing, you know, the little opening for the show. Let everybody get on up in here.
That's what's good, man. I like it. That shit calm. Word up, man. Did you happen to see Dojo and the shit he was doing with his visuals, with his radio? Yeah, that shit was up.
Oh yeah, that shit's some fire. I liked it. I seen that video. I was at work and I watched it, man.
Word up. Shout out HOTC.
Yeah. HOTC, stand up.
Word up. You got Misael, Brother Cook, Cautious Castaway in the chat already.
Cautious in the building. Peace, peace. Okay, hey, this time Red Squid we live on Facebook and YouTube this time.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You need to edit them gems out that last one for real.
Hell yeah. That shit's 6 hours long. That was a long video.
It didn't seem that long, yo.
I swear it did. That shows how time flying, man, when you into it, man.
For real.
Time doesn't really matter.
It don't.
It's like you're so in tune, you out of time. But
Right.
still in time, you know?
Ain't that the truth, yo? If 6 hours
Miss
could
L,
go that fast
share it
any
on
other time,
Facebook.
that'll be what's up.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. And you know it's a connection because we still going, brother. Something special happening right now.
Your brother Cook said we done put a lot of pieces together to the puzzle. You know what I'm saying? I believe that. I believe that for real, for real. Pretty soon we're gonna have all them bitches up. We're gonna see the whole picture.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
As long as we don't stop and keep that message going, man, I think we ain't got no choice but to just keep it going. You know what I mean? I don't know how to say it, word it properly right now, but and I just see something big for us, man.
Right, like you can sense the revelation in the future, like
yes.
You know this shit unraveling. You know. This shit is therapeutic though, for real. It's like, yeah, yo, it's good. It's good to hear that this shit coming together. Like, yeah, you know, we're gonna have a good grip on history for real. And
damn right.
You know what I mean?
Damn right. This shit is gonna be like archives, bro. Misael in the building.
We raiding the archive. Oh shit, Misael, what's good, brother?
Hey, what's happening?
Nothing much, brother. Appreciate you coming in, man.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's great. You should get it, but then
And what you had said, yo, look up a little bit.
Say that again, Misael.
Like, who else is up here? It's just us three?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's just us three right now.
All right.
Cooking. I come back in. No notifications got to go out. You know how that shit go.
Yeah.
Cautious Castaway said, Red Squid, give us a rundown of the big picture. That's a great proposition, great request, yo, for real.
Spotlight.
You know, I think that the big picture would be something that would encompass the past and up to our current, up to our present. You know
yes.
what I'm saying? Like a better understanding of like what the real tracks that was laid down, like what the fuck happened with that. And then when we see that, when we look around, everything will make sense. And we'll probably have a better grasp on the future. You know, we will really be able to take the future like into our hands even more clear.
Grasp it.
Yes, grasp that shit.
You know, there was this one guru, this mister, was talking about how he sat under a tree, and sitting under that tree, he could feel the energy of the tree, like the life force of the tree. just sitting there.
Facts.
And he said that tree showed him the purpose of life, because he said he was right there and he didn't have to do anything. They say the man sat there for months. He would leave, eat once, just sit there for days.
Mm-hmm. Next to that antenna.
Yeah, and he said that was the purpose. Like, you always trying to envision, because people, when you wake up, you're always programmed with all these thoughts and all these things going on. So, you know, your body is in autopilot because of memory. You know, you got this repetitive cycle you repeat every day, and people don't behold that, and they get stuck in that matrix. So now, being stuck in that matrix, because this is what the guy was saying up under the tree. Being stuck in that matrix, you're walking around every day trying to find a sense of purpose, or understanding, trying to make somebody happy, trying not to get angry, trying to feel good about yourself, and do all the things you want to do. Taste the fruit you like. Eat your favorite meals. Do the things that make you happy. Try to avoid all the things that make you sad and you can't comprehend. So, sitting under that tree, say, you didn't really have to do nothing. It's just
Be still.
Yeah, everything he had was there. So I think, in a sense, he was speaking outside of his body. He elevated beyond.
It's interesting what teachers, great thinkers and teachers, what they went through in the past, and how we, being great teachers and thinkers of ourselves, how the experience is so different. You know, like we were born into this realm with obstacles predestined for us. And when we hear stories about the ancient mystics and the ancient teachers and gurus and things, like, their struggle was totally different than ours, you know?
Yes, it was.
And so we might be them reborn, or we might be able to still take advice from them. So much time.
Well, see, so we're saying that it's like the energy of our soul, our life force spreads to a new being. That's our way of reincarnation, or saying we have an old spirit. It's because that spirit, the spirit we already had in our past life, which was another life, but I guess we ascended to the next life. I know you don't heard me talk about this before, right?
I might have, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
It's just always like the first time when you talk that, because I know you versed and you mentioned reincarnation and ascension before, but like you say that shit again, it's like that shit is live. You're talking about some things that real life could, you know, connect to our state right now, you know?
Yeah. I think we connect.
But they also say our past affects our present, you know?
I think we all connect here, like right now in the panel or in the chat, to give each other power, like power ourselves. You know, like in video games, you upgrade the character, you know, but you gotta go through missions, you know, stuff like that. That's what we're doing.
I can dig that. Word. we upgrading each panel, each live stream, each eureka moment, right? We bring
I
ourselves, we
think we
bring
keep
each
each
other
other
with us.
going though. You know what I'm saying? We keep
Yeah.
each other going.
Right. We bring ourselves with us. We, you know what I mean? We like, if you got this idea, you say, you know, somebody say they new idea or they new stream or their ideas, and it's like, yo, we flow with you when we partake. You know what I'm saying? We partake of the same situation, so it's like, yo, we growing together type shit. You know?
Yeah.
And it's awesome. We done came a long way. And
That's exactly what families go through. Real families.
You know, Sir Drop, he was going on a rant on one of his videos the other day about, and you know, I done heard Nikki mention it, but the HOTC should have more attention, us as a collective and individually, to our pages, and just because we done had some amazing ass shows, man. And it's crazy because we go on other people's shows and they know us, but it's like we do our shows, you know, all that. But I'm like, maybe it is what it is. Maybe our reach ain't just got there yet. You know what I mean? I mean, like I said, we still
Lindsay,
growing.
A lot of it got
Lindsay,
to
if
do
you-
with
if you-
title too, man. Well, that's one thing I be trying to
Yeah.
tell you, bro. Is like when you have your title out there. If you change your title right now, I guarantee you people will just come just because of a lot of the titles too. You know what I'm saying on the show.
That's right.
I heard
Because
people
of the
talking about that,
algorithm.
but I'm like anybody could go live and motherfuckers would tune in, like, and goddamn take some knowledge with them, some wisdom. Like, yo, that was a good ass show, especially the good shows, not the shows where we ain't going ham on each other, but a good ass show. You feel me?
But what was you talking about in them shows that you was doing good? And I'm not saying.
Oh, I was saying.
I'm not saying
No.
answer it. I'm saying just go over them a couple times or remember what they was, and the next time you go live, just try to put them in your titles, and you know what I'm saying.
I think
Or crack a little.
No,
more.
but see,
I
that's
see what
that's
you're
me.
saying,
I like making different titles, man. I like making different titles because I think that gets that attention. You know what I mean?
I think Knowledge Uprising name speaks multitudes. Like, it speaks volumes. Like, to see the name of the channel, Knowledge Uprising, it almost is a title for itself. And a lot of his streams seem to be straight to the point. It's the Late Show, the date. It's like,
Yeah, you feel
Knowledge
me? Yeah.
Uprising. You know what I mean? It's like,
But if you look at everybody else's show, and I'm not trying to sound like that though, just when you look
No,
at
you
everybody
good.
else's show,
yeah, they got titles and shit about.
there you go. That's all, man.
You know what I
And
mean?
everything like,
I understand that. I understand the angle,
I
but
mean,
you know,
but
can be
see, that's why I try to
freestyle.
be a little different. That's why I try to be a little different.
it'd be free.
And I got an amazing audience. And
Knowledge did some streams in which he had the title. He had like a topic that he titled the joint with, but
yeah,
you know, these motherfucking streams, we'll go over that, and then hours and hours later, it's on some other shit.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, you know, I don't know. I can maybe somewhat sympathize with trying to paint a title that is a topic that we stay on. You know what I mean? As opposed to like saying, all right, this is an open panel show. You know what's gonna go here. You should have been here and seen how shit go on. You know what I mean? Type shit.
Yeah.
but see, that's what I'm just trying to say too, a little bit too, though. Like, I'm guilty too, though, if like I come somewhere and I don't know what the platform, or it's not the foundation ain't there on the title, or you feel what I'm saying? It's just an open panel. It could go any which way except for with the person that made the channel. If they make the if they make the show about certain things they want to talk about, most of us will stick to it. If it's open range, it's probably gonna get open range.
Yeah.
I mean, but sometimes that does make a good show, sticking to one topic. But I always like to have an open topic. You know what I mean? Open subject matter. You know?
That's why we're HOTC. We can take it anywhere.
And then, you know, me personally, I used to label the video one thing, and then if the shit go a whole nother way, I'll change the title later on according to what the fuck I think the jest is. I used to do it like that. But now I just do radio. If you notice, it would be in the
Yeah.
description where I'll just be like, you know, it's just such and such radio, and I'll just lead off with one thing. Like the stream I did with the Scottish Rights joint. Like really what I wanted to do was call that a type of radio and put everything that's actually in the title in the description. But I flipped it, right? And when I listened to it, I found that I talked about subjects in the beginning. I made some segues during the middle, and by the end, I kind of came back to some of these topics. Like, for example, I put, you know, it's Scottish, who's Scottish Rights, but in the video, like hours into it, I start talking about this guy Soleimani, who got bombed in Iraq.
Oh man, they ain't bombed nothing but him in his car. You see the photos of that shit?
Hell yeah! Did you know that he looked like Sean Connery?
He sure do.
And you know that shit kind of like I end up talking about Sean Connery, and then I end up talking about his ass, and then I'll say some shit like who's Scottish Rights. I'll say the topic again. Whole time those motherfuckers connected. I didn't even think at the time to like string that together, but it kind of happened naturally, right?
Yeah.
So that's fun when shit like that happens, you know.
Yeah, I think something being done in them lands that we don't know about, man. I don't think it's over that.
I can agree with that too, man, because there's a lot of shit going on over there constantly.
Yeah. It's a lot of land to do things in.
And it seemed like man, that hit look kind of fake, man.
Do you think so? It's possible.
No, I'm just saying, if you like sneak up on somebody, or if you a hitman, you might could tap your one man, especially if he a general, and it's still gonna be impossible. That's a general that got, you know what I'm saying? You look at him, bro. He got two people beside him. That's just they gonna ride. That's the military guys. They natural riders, you know, especially when you
Hey, but remember that's what they tell us though.
But they saying that when they dropped the bomb on him or hit him with that precision shit, there was a whole bunch of people around him and ain't nobody else get hit. Just damn, just
I know that's crazy. And then all the shit that was beside it, the fucking wall and all that, wasn't none of that fucked up.
Yeah,
that's crazy. It was just that called burnt to a crisp.
The Iraqi leader for Hezbollah was with him. He died also.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I thought they said only one person died. That's why I was like, man, only one person died off that shit.
No, it was two hits. It was him and the Hezbollah for Iraq. The guy that he went there to meet. It's possible that the drivers and a couple other sidekick people that you talked about, you know, the riders, they died too. But you know, they don't even mention them motherfuckers. You know, because you know they just would be making like martyrs for them. You know, motherfuckers would be printing out pictures of them too, type shit. But it is possible that it's a psyop. You know.
No, I think it's something going on over there. Like maybe it's a new day over there, and we don't know what them people doing coming together, and we blaming it on the hit.
But you know, they still over there fighting each other too, though, man.
And that's what I'm just trying to. I'm not saying I'm right. Just pay close attention. I'm saying it's done. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying it's over. It's done. Data. Persia back.
Well,
y'all hear what's going on with Russia?
Yeah, isn't that crazy about the whole government?
Putin changed, yeah, because he changing the powers of the president. Since he can't run again, he's gonna make it to where the president doesn't really have power, and he's moving like all the Russian officials to different cabinets and stuff to have more power than the president over there. So he's gonna probably run for office in one of those divisions when His term is up, I think, in like 2023.
Yeah, I'm not
So he
sure.
just so,
I'm not sure if, even though Medvedev said that the government resigning is so that they could allow Putin to do what he needs to do. I'm not sure
yeah,
if that's a shot, though. I'm not sure if that's like a very silent protest that went on. You understand what I mean?
man, Putin about to do some shit.
You
He
know,
about to start some shit.
you
You
know.
know, he just was in Iran last week.
Well,
He said he can aid them in weapons and military.
he's up on 20 years in power in Russia.
Yeah.
So it's like for him to make amendments to their constitution and then the government resigning, it kind of sounds like constitution and that they can't do shit. You know, he can't hurt them for doing this, but it is a public shot, slap to the face, kind of, maybe, possibly.
Yeah, it's like fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It might be a fuck you to Putin.
If people understand a lot of things, the East is one. A lot of things that we talk are corporations that was incorporated into them lands, and I think the Democrats of them lands or the communists of them lands, that corporation, I think, is getting separated from state and all them places. And you might want to play. There's a lot of things that's when you say that it's going to be hard to separate Iran, China, India, and Russia these days. My opinion of it, when you say one of them, you're going to have to say all four of them in a symbolical way, if that's the right way to say it.
And you know what? Well, real quick, shout out to Tyler Durden. The person said that's why they came, because of the name. If this is your first time, peace to you. And while you was leading up and while you was speaking what you was speaking, Root Word, I was thinking something and I was listening to you. And what I was thinking turned out to coincide with what I heard you just say. And as I'm listening to you, I realize how you're very welcomingly. It's very refreshing to hear you use the term Tartarian in your videos, right? I think that's a topic that certain people brush off early on, a couple of months or a year or so ago, when that shit was really being brought up by Russians and people up in those areas. So when you said what you said, it sounded like if they were to make a new confederacy, it would be just like the resurgence of a Tartarian situation.
A whole empire.
Yeah,
I agree.
He's wrong. He's wrong. Yes, sir. It's coming back. Persia, it's back. West Rome never went nowhere. Just they children took control of the situation, if that's the right word to put it.
Mm-hmm.
We call them the daddies, but they really the children. It's weird shit happening. But it's something that's happening so fast. It's something that's happening so fast. I can't believe I'm seeing this shit happening in my face this fast. This, whoo! I don't know if I don't know. I don't like being the first person to talk about nothing.
Yeah, man. Don't forget about the volcano erupting over there in the Philippines.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Hey, you know what you just made me think of, Lindsay, is how, we dealing with the scriptures, right? You have this concept of one of the signs or the attributes of the return of judgment is a flaming sword. And lately I've been wondering if that could be interpreted through some of this climate and weather that we've been experiencing. Because they said that the ocean has been warmer than it ever has been. And all the wildfire that you see in Australia, right? killing millions of animals. Like, we thought about a lot of people.
You see, they said 30% of the koala race.
What? I thought it was all of them.
Dead.
You know what I'm saying?
30%. That's a lot, man.
Millions of animals, yo.
But just understand this. I ain't saying that the koalas and all them animals ain't dead. But I guarantee you ain't no fire gonna kill a nary animal. Animal gonna be gone by the time they smell that fire 10 miles away.
That makes sense, don't it?
Yeah, but that's what I said. Yeah, most animals would do that. Yeah.
But I'm not going against y'all. I'm not going against y'all. All I'm saying is think on the magnitude, because it's a beautiful thing that y'all brought that up on Australia as on a micro level. But there's been wildfires in California. There's been wildfires in Africa. It's wow. I forget the biblical thing, but the flood is coming. Yeah, it's everywhere. Just you gotta think like they.
But it's coming by fire, not by water, though.
No, you have to. My fault. That's wrong for me to say no, Raul. I apologize for saying that. But I'm trying to say is when you get enough fire in the air, what do it turn into?
Smoke.
No. In the rain.
Mud.
That'd be acid rain though. Pollution.
No, I'm saying if you ever like. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm this. I can't say.
Go ahead. Freestyle, man.
Oh, I get what you're saying because it's kind of like during the Civil War. I was reading this article. There was this one battle where it was so much fire and it was burning so much right there in that whole one area that it rained. Like after the fire stopped, it rained. They said for like a month and a half.
That's nature. That's nature showing its power. That's a natural thing. That's just like if my body. That's my body as in Earth is a body. My body, if my body was on fire, I would go near some water. If the Earth's body or the Earth as a entity or as a living organ, if it see a fire on his land, it's gonna send its cousin water over there. Like, hey, go take care of that.
So you think that the combination of these fires that you mentioned, combined with that huge fire in Australia, which is probably one of the biggest fires that we've ever seen, taking the fact,
I guarantee it's gonna be raining like Australia. It's gonna be raining like hell in Australia later on this year. It's gonna be raining like hell.
I think it's reached back to it. I think it's circumnavigated the globe already, and it's probably like about to connect back with its old smoke. Like that's how much smoke and how long it's been going on, to the point to where it's almost went around the globe, or at least went around the circuit of the winds on Earth like one good time now. And I'm thinking like with the whole animals, right? We thinking about the judgment, sword of fire, Ragnarok, shit like that. And I'm thinking like, what makes those animals any less than us? Like we think we get judged by fire and flame, but what if that's talking about what the fuck those things is going through, or what the fuck that volcano, that volcano is simmering. We got Yellowstone that's bubbling.
Oh man, that thing now.
I think a few weeks, if not a month or so ago, I heard something about the Ring of Fire being active. But I try not to listen too much to what the scientists say because they run false narrative shit. And I don't really know what a volcano is. So
in certain places, that's of magnitude or greatness, they say every way they look, or when they look a certain way, they're going to see a big flame. I think that's biblical. I hate that they're showing the flame.
I think so.
Or how do they put this? Somebody's going to come out the sky with a flame. It's just a lot of little weird stuff, and then somebody going to. Let me make sure. I hate saying this like this, but somebody going to have their foot on the land, the sky, and the sea, like a sea ship. You know what I'm saying? There's somebody going to come out the sky with all kind of. But that Bible's spooky. I don't know. It's like it's setting it up.
Well, if there's any more fire to add to the fires already, you know, that bombing fire shit, that or bombs or war, fire, flame, or war.
Well, how did that fire start?
I think somebody did that.
It's always a cigarette.
Oh, that's fucked up.
It's always a cigarette
Yo, I seen pictures of burning koalas, yo. That shit was unnerving, kind of, you know. Burning leopards and shit.
I
or
still
lions.
don't get that though. That's why I say I know that's that's an animal. That's just animal. Like, look, it's time to go. Even if
Yeah, the fight could have like come in really fast then, right?
nah,
I had to, right?
not
Yo,
on the
koalas look like little
Yeah, had to
fucking.
come in fast. Cause them things, all them things got killed, man. 30%. That's close to half of the population of it.
Koalas like little people, yo. They look like Ewoks and shit. Like they move the way they move and the noises they make.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Hey,
They
y'all,
look
I'm not a
like Ewoks.
jungle person, and I'm not a so-called
They
country
actually
person.
can get human diseases. They
You got chlamydia.
most of them, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I just think
And they say most of their organs made like ours.
I just think that most of these fires have to be man-made because it's going to be hard for a fire to cross a river or to cross a creek.
True.
So I mean, just naturally, you would just go to the creek and cross it, and you're safe from the fire. You feel what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of things that we ain't looking at these fires, like how these ain't no average like house animals, no domestic. These is animals.
Yeah,
You
but
know-
you know, there's no rivers and shit in Australia like that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
You know, they
Lot of
dry as
dry
fuck
land.
over there. And the wind probably. But you know, they need to kill some of them rats. You know how many rats is in Australia?
Oh my
That season?
goodness.
You seen that shit?
They got the highest rat population ever.
Yeah.
And they got some big ass rats too.
Yeah.
Size of possums, man.
I think Australian outback is one of the most dangerous ecosystems you could run into. Like almost everything can kill you. It's kind of like the Amazon, maybe, or the, you know, I don't know what the African jungles is like, but
The Congos?
yeah, the Congo. That's the only piece of land that's still forested or whatnot, or like, you know, jungle like. I don't know. You don't hear shit about that.
Congo.
Shit about that.
I know this might sound funny, man. You know, I don't be having nothing against nobody that don't have nothing against me. But I know I watched a little oh shit, man. Like a lot of men over there. I ain't saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. They make love to the ground. They really make love to the ground. Like what they do is I want to run up on my woman, like, yeah, baby. Like they no, it's something, and they put their penis in the ground. I don't know, man, but it's the most nutritious land over there. They say. I don't know. I'm not in it. I know they really like you know how like say you stripping for your girl and you're sliding up on it like yeah. That's they do them dances by the boatload, like by 100 people. They all do it and they all got their little designated hole where they make love to the ground.
Damn.
So when they say fuck the world, they just hit the ground.
Stick your dick in
That's not to say. I said, whoa, that's in contact with nature, got
Yeah, damn.
Yeah, that's some weird shit.
You might as well just make you like a little sand castle with titties so that you can have something to hold on to.
But now check this out. Right after I read that, right after I seen that, I know I told was I on this channel? I was on some other channel, but I took my semen and I put it in. That's where Wickham got this, so he got that off of me. I put my semen in a cup of water in darkness because I know that's how you germinate anything is when you know what I'm saying, put it in water and darkness and everything. But it really like grew to some weird shit though.
You really fucking grew a goddamn monopoly.
Yeah.
Yo, that is one of the oldest alchemy arts out there. And you can find hella illustrations showing people playing with sperm in different settings.
And it really grew into like this mushroom thing. Well, not like a tubal thing. Shit, I know I showed a lot of people that shit though. I know I got the work over, but the motherfuckers was like, yeah, it's some old shit.
Yeah, that's crazy. Somehow we were able to create things in the past. Maybe in the past when things were more spiritual, it was easier to like bust a nut on a flower and create a flower if you had the right type of mojo. Create a flower, bitch. You know, I don't know, but I think making clones and different avatars was somewhat easier when people were like still had one foot into the spirit realm. You know what I mean? So we might be dealing with a whole bunch of mononucleus. I forgot monoculomus. I forgot what they call those motherfuckers. It's a term. It's a term, and you can't really, nobody wants to be called a test tube baby nowadays. So
Yeah. That's interesting.
I think if we wake up, I think the Bible gonna help us win. That's the best thing I think.
I think so. I think it's helped.
I ain't heard too
I think
many.
it's helped.
I ain't heard too many melanated people, if that's the right word, or copper people talk it like the Europeans, if that's the right word to put it.
Really?
Yeah, I think we need to start talking that Bible like the Europeans talk it.
I don't know. I think most
Hold on, let me just say 30 seconds.
heavenly-
30 seconds. I just need 30 seconds.
Oh, okay, go ahead and go ahead on that.
Yeah, that's why I just want to go in on that. Like, for the last 100 years, we've been using something that then gave us a F minus. They've been using the same thing that gave them at least the C to the A plus O. Hey man, it's time to change our ways, man. Fuck that shit, man.
Yeah, the New Testament is really strong about, I think, what changed people for the better in Europe, and what made people do the worst things from there as well. You know, I think it's New Testament around. You know, like what these people do in their most corrupted states is what you see in Benny Hinn and Robert Patterson, Pat Robertson, T.D. Jakes, meatballs like that. But I think when people read it for themselves and don't like get read to, they end up with better understanding for real. You know what I'm saying?
You know a verse in the Bible that I can't get out of my head,
What's that?
and I never will, is flesh and blood is not the problem on earth. It's the principalities.
Mm.
I can never stop looking at that. Like, I'm not the problem, it's my principles and the authority that I put over me.
That makes sense.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I agree.
The principalities and dark forces, they like are etherical. You know, they're like spiritual waypoints that have been placed by negative minded peoples and things. So it's kind of like saying if you had a clear path to an angel in a starlight, the dark principalities and the darkness concepts spoken of would be intercepting that energy, you know, like creating a false waypoint. You know what I mean? And they kind of made a monopoly of these type of shit that's natural to us. You know, they made a monopoly where we can't even get our minds right, even if we did walk out into the forest. You know, you have to try harder and shit just to get a peace of mind and shit. Maybe.
If this the right word to use, Europeans, because I feel when I use that word, I still putting them up on a higher level. I hate using certain words, you know, but the Europeans, when they came over here.
You call people immigrants and Africans.
Okay, yeah.
European sound like a
Shut the-
word, yo. I ain't gonna lie. That shit don't even sound right. Like if you want to trace that back to Europa, that's fine. But I'd
or
rather
Eurasia.
call them Caucasians or some shit, right? Like
They ain't from the Caucasus
it
Mountains.
sounds cooler than European. You know, it's like
But they ain't from the Caucasus Mountains though.
Yeah.
Tartarian Nordics. I would call them. Let's just call them Vikings and give them some credit. Like, goddamn.
Now I think the Vikings from over here. But that's a different story.
Hey, Greenland is above Scotland, Ireland, and England. They are north of them. So technically, the people of the north would be from Greenland and above.
And Scotland is really Albion.
Yeah.
So where is old Scotland?
I don't know. Old Scotland, Albion is white.
Yeah, that's the Latin word for white or pure.
Right?
Uh-huh.
So where is Dread Scotland?
You know, I only learned that from you, to be honest. But what I can say is that when looking up the different so-called indigenous aboriginals of the Americas, it was a plethora of skin tone. You know, even with dark, there was dark, middle, red, yellow, even white. It seemed to be the land of the free and home of the brave before America was made.
The stories I get out this shit, people always been coming over here, and there was always people here. That's the story I get out of it. Yeah. But I just, I like giving my people the home of the brave, but I think that this place always manifested something that the world respected. And we respected the world over here too. We respected that the world, what the laws that I see before the 1787 Constitution is whoever wrote before the Constitution, let the people come over here and write that Constitution. And the maxims of laws be saying some weird stuff like, if you get over here, you good. Can't nobody trespass on you, and you can't trespass on nobody. Case closed. Get on with life.
Man, I think there's a source of knowledge, information, and power. The reason why I say that, because to me, right knowledge, with right knowledge, or should I say correct knowledge, you can solve any problem. And when you ain't got the right information, you ain't got the right knowledge, or you can't apply it, you know what I'm saying? That means your knowledge is in error, because you fucking stuck. You can't even fucking move. You're just motherfucking in a hamster wheel, just turning around. So to me, man, it's about right. It's about the right. It's the right knowledge, the correct information, man. If we ain't got that shit, man, I don't see how anything's gonna be possible. And that's why I think that there's a centralization of information where it's locked, where there's a safekeeping of it to where motherfuckers that are in power, they ain't not letting up the real. Y'all talk about jewels, nigga, the actual fucking jewels that you could do some shit with. They not letting that shit slip out the goddamn cracks, man. And that's why everybody all fucked up and stuck. Much more so our people, man. Like it's stupid to me, man. But go ahead, though.
I can dig that, but at the same time, to be optimistic, I would think that we could use our wits to fill in those gaps, or to steal that shit they hide and then locking up without touching it. Like, for example, it's a possibility that the people that was on these lands was holding to a really old tradition of mound building that predated pyramids, right? That predated the ways of thought from other places. And when we see that there's pyramids in Europe, there's pyramids in the South Americas and Africa and South Asia, or even China, right? If there's an older history here than most other places that we think of as ancient history, then, man, it would just speak volumes to why this place is so special, to the point that the Tartarians would come and take it over.
See,
right?
I feel like the only problem with that is, man, I see like majority of the population, man, has been centralized to be a working class. Has not been we have not, been centralized to be an independence to where we are able to go explore. We are able to be left alone in our own devices. You know what I'm saying? And we go start trying to figure out our own sciences and shit and our own mathematics and all of that stuff. We've been passed down a bastardized level of information to where it keeps us encapsulated and limited. You know what I mean? Like not saying that we can't go beyond, but here it is. If we go to that beyond space, what space do we go to say, okay, I want to break free. I want to get away from from this society. How do I don't even know the first basis. If I want to go live out in the wilderness, nigga, we probably first thing we walk up against a poisonous plant. If we try to go do that shit, nigga, we dead instantly. So you know what I'm saying? Like we're being stripped of independence, man. And I just feel like most of us are deeply rooted into this technological age where it's more based on being dependent on the system, man.
Hmm. Well,
Yeah, but when you talk about that, there's been a system planted on us, and it started in 1861 when they took our lands over with the coup d'état, and we lost really who we was as a whole. And then after the so-called Civil War or the Mud Flood, whatever happened in 1896, there was the Daughters of Revolution that took over our history and start rewriting it. And then a lot of us lost our ways and forgot that we was from here. Now we're in 2020, and a lot of us are remembering we're from here. And the longest we know we from here, it'll be easiest for us to take that next move. And I feel that's one of the prime sources of information is to let the people know that they're from here and they had a beautiful past. That was wonderful people.
Man,
We
would
did
you man,
wonderful things. We loved our women. We
man,
wasn't racist. We invented stuff.
I feel like we gotta cut to the chase, man.
Hold on, man. I ain't
Me,
cut you off. I ain't cut you off. I ain't cut
I
you
know,
off. I
man,
ain't
but
cut you off,
it's
Star. Star, I did not cut you off,
it's
Star.
bothering me what you were
Star, I did
saying
not
though,
cut you the
bro.
fuck off, Star. What the fuck is wrong with you? You on damn, man. Let me build for a second, man. Nobody cut you off, man. Nobody cut you the fuck off, bro. All I'm saying is rebut the information because you're not. You're just going to keep talking in parallels. I'm giving you proof of a point that we could move on. Now, debunk that. I digress.
I fuck with you on that route personally. I fuck with you on that. I think there's truth into that. I think there's a false narrative that's going on. And it don't take too much for people to forget their whole history. All you have to do is take your storytellers, the people that pass down oral tradition and memories of a thing, and then raise orphans in a situation where they don't have access to them, right? And then they will start the new generations within the false narrative. And history can be completely rewritten within a couple of hundred years. It don't even take tens of thousands of years to subjugate people into a false narrative. Not at all. Especially on the heels of a catastrophe or some type of deluge. So, I mean, I think there's hella evidence that a lot of places on this earth suffered some type of deluge, some type of flooding, some type of mass extinction to a certain degree. Because if you just crunch the numbers of what we can reverse engineer and deduce what China has alone, there should be more of everybody. So I think that there's truth to that. There's evidence to suggest that there is an Asiatic and Caucasiatic double team, so to speak, when it comes to creating a false narrative for this land. called America. Right? So, you know.
I was gonna say, man, like I feel like I feel like it needs to be taken into consideration where the source and the basis of information. Where's it coming from? Where is it deriving from? Why is it that whatever science that is produced to us or shown to us, we're unable to duplicate it? I feel like anything that is true, you should be able to reproduce it. You should be able to show and do that same thing and come up with the same results. You know what I'm saying? When they talk about the scientific, what is it? The
scientific method.
Scientific method. You know what I'm saying? We should be able to produce these same types of things. And it seems like even when you go through these institutions, like if you go to college and all this stuff, you're not like it's not being shown to produce independence, man. Like these motherfuckers have already created the stage. The stage is right here, and basically what I see is all everybody is doing is playing into a certain part or position, man. There's not a necessary stage that anybody is creating, man. That we can say this is something that we built or we made, and all we're doing is just feeding into what's been presented. That's what's been set in front of us, man.
Man, you so right about that, and that was my stand on earlier about that. All the things that when we have the religious, so-called religious people say, or the people that battle the religious people, like they say a lot of things, especially about the white people. And I'm saying that, yo, how can we prove these things today, or how can we relate these things to our reality today, to what they're saying? But we don't have no tangible source. It's like people saying.
Well,
we can't look for ourselves.
There is some tangible though, because bro, if how we like I said this earlier, how we thinking that we all the same, like a lot of our people, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying everybody on the pedal, but I'm saying certain platforms that people speak, people consider that we're all the same. The thing is, we're the only ones that are always saying that shit. No other people are saying we are all one fucking people. Nobody else is fucking saying that shit, man. And what I'm saying is the proof is here. Here it is. Like this how you can tell there's a certain ideology or certain thing that certain people that are in power, they want to keep in place, because the wealth and the technology and the information, it's not freely shared, bro. If we was ever really truly in a free world to where everybody, you know what I'm saying, had the same fucking mindset as what a lot of our people say, oh, we're all the same. These motherfuckers will be sharing the wealth, sharing the knowledge, sharing all of this shit, bro. So everybody can have a nice fucking life. You don't fucking see that shit in the world, bro. And you never
it's not
will.
even
Never will, man. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying, that's evidence of what you're saying that there's no evidence of. There's evidence right there.
Well, the evidence show that they don't even have unity amongst themselves. They don't even share the wealth fairly amongst themselves, so they could do it.
Man, that's what they want. That's what they want you. That's what they want you to think, man. They have unity amongst themselves. Believe that. Otherwise, the system wouldn't. No system or government will work if they didn't have that shit, bro. It wouldn't even work.
The thing about it, right? If we're going to say that's why they want us to think, then we could say the same thing about what you just said too, bro. We could say that's why they want us to think. Right?
Look, man, how is it that these other countries, we go to war, like certain countries go to war, but we can meet up at the Olympics as if we don't have an issue? Like, come on, man. Why is it that they got the treaty to not go to Antarctica?
Mm-hmm.
Where we can't even, there's a certain treaty amongst certain countries, bro. They can agree on that, but for some reason, when it comes to a political stage or a social type of agreement, we at war for some reason. That doesn't make any sense, man. You can't tell me there's no unity on the higher level. There is, absolutely there is. You just don't see it. They want you to think that they're feuding. They're not, bro. They're in total agreement because they have a certain principle and a certain doctrine amongst the elite that they understand and they hold true to themselves. They don't share with what they consider as the lower, the useless eaters and all of this bullshit, bro. No.
Listen to me, bro. I put it like this, right?
My fault. That's what a lot of people call themselves because they've been programmed for the last 100 years to believe that we was this low class of people. But now here in the last, well, people say 10 years. Okay, 10 years. There's been a lot of growth in our community saying that we from here and we have great history. And whoever you say is in charge didn't make nothing. We invented everything over here. And they're the migrants and the people that should go back home. And this is our land. So that's a brave start right there. And then when we put law with it, like adverse claims and doing things with our names, I mean, our future ain't that bad if we get off of a pessimistic.
Hey, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. But the one thing about that, right? We have us saying that we've been invaded, right? And we have them saying also they invaded us, right? But the thing about it, right? We haven't found out where these people come from. We know we've been here, like you're saying, that for the last 10 years, right? We know we have history here and everything. We invaded everything, right? But we haven't found out where these people come from. And the description that I see in the past that we're trying to say, like, they come from us some type of way, or there was primitive some type of way, they was living in the cave some type of way. I don't think, to me, that's I don't think that makes sense.
Okay,
that
so
to me. And I feel like once
yeah.
you really find something tangible that makes sense, like their true home, just like we have our true home, I think it will be more sensible. Like to
Okay.
Why do y'all keep saying that though? Why do y'all keep saying that? Because
hold on, Root Word, I might have an antidote for that. Let's go with the concept. You ever heard of the group of confederation called Tartarian? Raul?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you know that Tartaria is affiliated with the Tartars. It's affiliated with Siberia, Asia, Europe, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you ever heard of ancient Greek when they talk about Zeus, Kronos?
Yeah, I heard of all that. Ptolemy, all that.
Okay, so you heard about how the Titans were locked up and bound in Tartarus?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Tartarians are related to those who come from hell or from underneath the ground or from Tartarus.
Yep.
So that's a place that you could.
But can we find that place? Can we look at that place?
Can you look at that place? Go right ahead.
I said can we? I said right now we know our place is real because we live in our place. So
okay, so check this out.
But why? Hold on, bro. I'm about to pass it. Hold on, I'm about to pass it right back to you, bro.
Hold on.
Hold
you
on,
said
I'm about to pass it right back to you.
You said find the place, right?
But you got, bro. I'm about to pass it right back to you, but you gotta listen to me carefully, right? So we know right here over here is our shit. So we know he's real, and we say is ours. So we will claim it and trying to prove how it's ours. So when it's come to the place that we say they come from, you know what I'm saying? Can we prove it can we prove the place is real, is a real place? Like first before we could try to prove on how they come from there.
Yeah, we got to prove that. Yeah, they can't.
They're using the same fucking name. Tartarus, if you want to be specific. Tartarusian, right?
Tartar. But I understand what you're saying, bro. Just like
same name, right?
The name is not the location where
hold on.
The name is not the location of the place.
The name is the location of the place. It's the place that's still up today.
So
America is not the name of America. It's not the location of America. America located somewhere on the map.
Raul
is located somewhere on the map.
Hey, hold on. Let's not cut each other off. But this one thing that you're doing that's real rude, Raul. We're going to build right here on some different thing, but have some proof in the shit you saying.
Right. Right. Like, yo, do you have any... Hold
on,
Raul.
No, it ain't Raul. We're going to quit cutting each other off.
Go ahead.
Do you know where these motherfuckers come from? Do you have any idea?
I have, if based on my map, yeah.
Then what's up, man? Share, motherfucker. What are you doing? Because you talking about Tartarian and Tartarus ain't good enough for you. So can't you, because we can't take you there.
I could take him there though. Maybe you can't.
I mean, I'm not taking him there. I'm not going. I don't like caverns and caves and shit.
Nah, that ain't where Tartar is at, is in caves, man. Tartar was an empire that had structures like castles and brick buildings that still standing today.
Motherfuckers is bound somehow, whether it be esoterically, mentally, spiritually, or even physically. Like, for one, the reason why I even took it there is because I will not omit the land that's underneath our feet. I won't admit that the fact that the earth is so huge that this place is underground. Now, I can't physically take you there to prove that. And that, maybe that's good enough for you. But, it's neither here or there, because if they are bound in hell,
like I said, right? Like I said, I'm
not even done talking. They could be bound in hell in their flesh. And that could be why what I wanted to link up Star was saying, they have unity amongst themselves. They have it to where that they know that they can't just run amok on Antarctica. That ain't got shit to do with you. That ain't got shit to do with the disenfranchised people. That
so
ain't
why
got
they guarding it?
with people waking up.
Why they guarding it?
I don't know if that's a trick question or not. Why are they guarding it? That's a whole nother topic.
Let me answer that question real quick. See, they ain't guarding nothing, whoever they is, because everybody in the world know that we're people of this land and we've been tricked. The only people they're guarding it from, root words. The only person that they're guarding it from is the American Negro.
Can I have a little dialogue with you?
Yeah.
All right. So if you say they ain't guarding it, right?
What are they guarding, bro? What are they guarding, bro? What are they guarding?
The North Pole and Antarctica, the North Pole. They guard. To me, they're guarding it, but you say they're not. So if they're not according to you, can we put our money together and plan on a trip to go there?
Yes.
So how can we find out how much money we need and what we need to do and how it's going to cost us?
Money is a debt note, bro. Real currency is what it's called, bro, and they don't hide it.
I'm asking you, bro. How can we find out and what we need to do in order to get this? So you're telling me all what we don't need. I'm cool with that. So tell me what we need to do. How can we get there?
I don't want to go to North. I don't want to go to the North Pole. I'm just telling you, we can go anywhere in this world we want to.
So you just want to talk about it, right? But you don't.
No.
Hold on. You asked me a question
because that's what you're doing. Oh, I didn't cut you off. All I'm saying is you asked me a question about can we go to the North Pole? I say yes, we can go anywhere we want to. Now attack that though. Attack that. Attack your question.
Yeah, I already said my question. My question is that to me, it looked like you're just talking about it. You don't want to prove to me that you can't. I can go there because to me I cannot. But you say I can. So I'm trying to find out if I can really go there because I'm trying to prove what's beyond there. And if I can, but you seem to me you're just trying to talk about it.
Hold on. Let me just give me one little second. See, when you say the North Pole, you're going off treaties and boundaries. That's all you're going off is treaties that was made by corporations.
I don't know if you.
I mean, hold on. I'm just trying to say. So when he's saying that, can we go past the North Pole and all this stuff? Where is that? I mean, why don't you say anywhere that's in true life, something that's substance? Like, can we go anywhere like in America, Canada, Africa, Europe, Asia? Because
I already know.
I'm not done yet because I'm listening. I'm not done yet because you're trying to say that there's something past the North Pole, and you don't have no proof that there even is a North Pole. I digress.
I don't know, Raul. Sometimes you just you have the questions, and you just stated that some people just like to talk about things. So I don't know. I kind of question like what type of end game you envision because I never really heard your ideas on some of these things.
My thing is right. The United Nations, right? The headquarters, right? is on a mass land. Is in the center of the earth. And in the center of the earth is the North Pole. Beyond the center of the earth, there is another realm, just like the realm we have right here,
Prove it.
that we so called just you. So how? So let's go there. So we cannot go beyond that because hold on, we cannot go there. So all right, that's why I just you remember I said we couldn't go there. You're the one that said that we can go anywhere we want. So I was taking your advice to show me how can you take me there since you
said the North Pole, brother,
go anywhere you want. But hold on, bro. Let me just finish make this point. But me personally, I know based on my studies, I know that the United Nations, they come together, certain group, they come together and guarding the North Pole, the elites of this world, they're guarding the center of the earth. So you saying that no, this is not true. I'm saying that if it's not true to you, how can you help me to get there so I could prove what's beyond there to y'all?
Because I'm saying what you're doing is not cool, because first you said the North Pole, which means if it's north,
yeah, it is the center of the
hold
earth.
on, I ain't cut you off like you said. North Pole means it's up north, which means it's like it's at the head. Then you said the North Pole.
I didn't say none of that, bro.
Rebut it after whatchamacallit get done. Just after he get done, because he next, just rebut it, bro. Write it down though, so you won't forget. But you said the North Pole is the North Pole. That means it's in the north. Then you changed it up and said it's in the center of the world. So now you're saying that you don't know where the North Pole is at. Then you said, why don't I help you go there? And then I asked you, can you prove to me anything or let me look it up? And you can't. So you're the one that's mentally.
All right, bro.
Hold on, I ain't
have to go there. I'm not everybody. My bad.
All I'm saying is you're talking in circles about nothing. I digress.
All right.
So, bro, all I'm saying, bro, everybody on the panel could hear me. And first, I spoke about the North Pole. I never said where the North Pole was. Period. I spoke about the North Pole being the location. I never said like the
center of the world.
Hold on, bro. Don't cut me off. Yo, don't cut me off. You just said it. Don't cut me off. So basically, I never said where the North Pole was. You, based on your knowledge, I don't know, for some reason, you related that to North. That was you. Don't put that in my mouth. With me, I know that the North Pole is in the center of the earth. Everybody that I spoke to, dropped by UEP, and I listened to Bro Sanchez. Everybody that's so-called that I know that's the working now. We know that the North Pole is in the center of the earth. So I don't know why you would think is in the north. That was never what I was saying. So I was saying that based on my knowledge, they guard in the center of the earth. And beyond that, that's where the people the elite of this world that's oppressing the other people, that's where they come from. They come from beyond the North Pole, beyond the center of the earth. That's where they come from. And it's another rim just like the earth.
Okay, all right. So check
not the earth, just like the part that we live in. My bad.
Raul, I got you. I understand you. I'm glad you clarified that. Now when you position the North Pole in the center of the earth, right, as we know it, right, according to our maps, what's beyond the North Pole is Asia. And in the other direction, what's beyond the North Pole is Europe. And in the other direction, what's beyond the North Pole is America or Canada. If the North Pole is in the center of the earth, there's no mystery about what's beyond the North Pole, according to the center of the earth construct. Right?
Yeah, we know. In
and then I'm glad. I just had next after in the little bill. I'm just gonna keep it real short. You just said that your sources is Huey P. and Sanchez.
I never said that. I never said that was my source. I said they know, and everybody that's so-called working on. The one so-called the people that's work. We know that the center of the earth is. We know that the North Pole is in the center of the earth. I didn't say they are my source. I don't put words in my mouth.
Okay, see, I wasn't done. I just let him go ahead and go. I let him go ahead and go, but I wasn't done. But it's cool. I only need 30 more seconds. See, you came to us and said we need proof of this stuff. Now all I'm gonna do is turn it around on you and say you need more proof than Sanchez and Huey P. I digress.
Now, Raul,
I'm.
what do you
Mhm.
say to
No.
what I said about what's on the other side of the North Pole? Is it not
I.
Russia?
So now let me ask you that. I mean, no, I'm not gonna ask you that. I'm gonna state that for myself, right? And the
Right.
people that have knowledge of self, that they know that where the North Pole is at, right? They know that the people so-called that is so cold. You got what I'm saying? People can't go beyond there. You got what I'm saying? So and they
Okay,
say there
wait,
is an ice
wait.
wall that's
Calm
protecting. They
down.
have hold on, but let me just finish this. They have all type of mythology or all type of thing of conspiracy why we can't go beyond there. So I don't know how some type of way that beyond there is Asia, is all this country
Okay,
that you name. I know all
okay.
the hold on, I'm just pass it back to you. All the
Mm.
country that you name is in this realm right here. Is in front of the North Pole. Is in front of the center of the is in front of the center of the Earth that we call the
Okay,
magnetic field,
so
the
I
cosmos.
got you. I understand what type of map you're using. Now let me ask you this. If a person was to fly a plane through Canada all the way past the North Pole, do you know where they will land into?
Yeah, they will land. They will land where these people come from. Where we can't.
Okay, so
We
I
never
don't
allowed
know.
to do that.
So what are you saying? It sounds like the Earth is a square to you
No, it's
because
not a square.
wait, wait, the
It's
North. Hold on,
two diamond.
calm down, yo. The North Pole you said was in the center of the Earth.
Yeah,
Now the Earth is all around, right?
yeah.
Okay, so does the continents that we know of just line up in a straight line to the left or to the right of this so-called North Pole?
They don't line up in a straight line, but they line up to the left and to the right, but not in a straight line.
Okay, so if they line up to the left or to the right of the North Pole, then that means
I'm
that you could fly over the North Pole and be in one of these continents. Does
No,
that
hold
make
on. What I'm
sense?
saying. Hold on. Listen to what I'm saying. What I'm saying. This continent, right? They in front where the North Pole. The North Pole is in front of this continent, and this continent is like, let's say. I'm gonna use the North Pole. Let's say is in this. We know is the center, right? And let's say on the right is all this continent that we know of today is on the right, and where these people come from, they never spoke about is on the left. So once you cross that, that's when you will find out like, yo, there is another like rim like over there,
So
but it's just
so all the continents that
Hey,
we
my fault,
know
my fault, my fault.
on
2 seconds.
right.
I need 2 seconds. I need 2 seconds. To you, gentlemen, man, we having a great bill. Thanks, both of y'all. I love this bill.
So all the continents line up on one side. Is that what you were saying?
yeah, all of the continent that we know today in our map, this our shit that we claim to be our shit. It according to my knowledge, it is our shit, but it's kind of I'm trying to use that. I'm not I'm not trying to be fact when I'm trying to be for the left and the right. Our shit could be the left or it could be the right, but I'm gonna just say our shit is for right now. I'm gonna just say is to the right, in front of the North Pole to the right, but to the left of the North Pole, that's where they come from. You know what I'm saying? But we're not allowed to go beyond there.
Okay, so let me just try to help you out. America, Canada, Americas, and all that. That's like one big section.
Yeah.
Europe, which is somewhat according to where the North Pole is position, is just slightly above what we'll call Africa, which is a big continent, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Asia, which would include India and Asia and all that. And that's a pretty large continent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you look at a globe, right, and I'm not a globe earther, but if you look at a globe, what you would see is that from Europe all the way to the fucking Bering Strait, I guess, like all the way through Europe, through
Man, you could tell
Russia,
to help you
all
out.
the way
You could tell this.
you would end up to Alaska, right?
Let me say this, bro. To help you out, you could tell when you look at the map, it's two mass land right behind the other. That's kind of almost connected. It's two nice land. That's kind of
So
almost
Russia,
connected together.
Alaska's not that far from Russia. You agree to that?
Yeah.
Like Alaska, where Alaska is, it's like a small boat's ride before you hit a peninsula that connect you to the Russia mainland, right?
You're not using the math. I'm telling you. The math I'm telling you is that. Hold on, the math I'm telling you is that separate the two. Look at the map, right? And look at the two separate mass land together. Don't look at the country. Look at the mass land.
I'm doing something better than a map. I'm actually using the land itself. There's a part of Alaska.
That's what I'm telling you.
Listen.
So if you hold on, bro. If you hold on right quick.
I don't want to hold on. I'm gonna be right quick if you just let me finish.
I know. Hold on, bro. If you're using the mass land, don't use the name of the countries that's in the mass land. Just use the mass land separate itself, the continent.
Listen, I'm not playing games. I'm not playing games with you, Raul. If you in Alaska, there's a part in Alaska in which you could look through like a little binocular and see Russia. Will you dispute that?
No.
Okay. So now looking at the other side of America, where we have New England, you could look and see, Greenland. You know that Europe is right there, and you know Europe is right there on the other side of the ocean when it comes to New England. Like we could be in Vermont or Maine, get in a boat and fly east or sail east and land in Europe, right?
Yeah.
Right? We could go to Europe in a boat if we leave New York and go that way, right? I'm not trying to set you up.
What's the point you're trying to make?
So now, once we get to Europe, we could get in a car and drive all the way to that point in which you can see Alaska at. So that means the North Pole is in the middle between all that, right? So there goes the whole shit about the left side and the right side. If the North Pole is in the fucking middle, that means all the continents are curved around where the North Pole is.
You're not using their analogy.
The land that we could reach already, man. I'm not. This shit is not rocket science.
Man, I'm about to turn my camera on for a little bit and show you a little bit what I'm talking. You're not using what I'm showing you, bro. What I'm trying to tell you, bro. I'm trying to tell you, don't go into country name, into Alaska, into America, into England, into Greenland, whatever. Don't go into this. Look at the map, how it is. You see two big ass separate mass land, one behind the other. You see two big ass separate mass land, one behind the other. I'm telling you, both of these things, both of the mass land you're looking at, one behind the other, is our shit. And it's on the right.
All right, all this our shit giving us a bad name.
The whole
don't
shit.
Claim nothing. Don't claim nothing when you talking some bullshit like you is right now. I just made it simply clear that a fucking elementary student can follow my guide. You see Alaska, you see Russia, you see New England, you go to Europe that way. I mean, North Pole is in the center of the earth. That means it's in between America and Russia.
Look, hey man, I got a map up right now.
Look what I'm saying, bro.
Hey, hold on, man. Hold on, Raul. I want to talk for 1 second. Look, there go a map right here.
There you go. That's the United States.
I'm showing you the same thing.
I'm just asking you the same thing, man. Where is the? Hey man, quit, man. Hold on. I'm just asking you. Where is the North Pole? Where is the North Pole?
The North Pole will be on any one end of this map you could look at. Whether you could choose to put it on the right side of that map or on the left side of the map.
Let's answer the question, man. Where is it?
I just told you. It's not in the, you want me to tell you it's in the center. It's not in the center. It's either to the left or to the right. So
you just said it was in the center.
It was in the center.
But you said it was in the center. You saying
Yeah,
Bro
but I'm trying to show
Sanchez,
you. I'm trying to show
QAP,
you
and
where
all
the
these
center is.
people?
Right.
Hold on. I'm trying to show you where the center is. You're too fast. Chill. Now look at my diagram. Look at my diagram.
I got a map
My
up.
diagram. Oh, bro, I already
Oh, okay. I'm about to
Yo,
show
if
you
you
a map.
show that diagram with all them fucking
All right,
lines,
look.
shit, that is not a map, yo. This
Now,
is your
bro,
theory.
now, how is that depicting the North Pole? Please tell me.
Bro, can I just show y'all how I'm what I'm trying to give y'all?
Yeah, brother, you
Here
can't
we
go
go,
ahead.
man.
All right, bro. What I'm trying to give y'all, bro, like this is the whole Earth to me. This is the whole Earth, and our shit is right. Asia, you got Africa, you got Europe, all that land. You're showing me in the map is only on one side of this shit, and the north. Well, what I'm trying to tell you, in your map, that would have been to the left. In your map, that would have been right to the left in your map, and y'all can't go beyond the left because they make that part of your niggas map. That's what I'm trying to show you. You can't go to the left.
So how do
That's where the
people
North
from
Pole would have been
Alaska
at.
see
Now, I'm
Russia,
asking you
yo? How
I'm
do
asking you
people
this.
from
What?
Alaska see Russia in that? You can't.
What?
That shit. I know what you're saying. You saying that our continent is on one of those sides. But what I'm
Yeah.
asking you is, how would someone in Alaska see Russia on that scale? That's not accurate, man. You
What? Say that
can't
again.
fit the shit around theories. It should be the other way
Say that again.
around.
Hey, put my screen back on. Put my screen back on.
I
Hey,
can't
look, this is what I'm trying to ask you real quick, bro. I want to ask you this question, man. This simple question. Look, here go a map right here. This is a map. This ain't nothing made up. This is a map. This ain't nothing that you can say to the left or right. I'm asking you this right here. Is this the center of the earth right here?
No.
The North.
That's the center of that. Hold on. That's the center of our of one side of the whole earth. Of the whole earth, and that's the center of our which I claim is our shit. That would be the center of our shit. So when you
Where's
go to
the other
when you
North
move
Pole?
to so hold on. So when you move to the right, where you see that mass land is at to the right, that will be where the North Pole is at. Go to the right a little bit.
This
Go
way?
to the right where the mass land. No, my
This
bad.
way?
Go to the left. My bad. Go to the left. My bad.
This way.
Go to the left. Yeah, go all the way to the left corner where the mass land is at. All the way up
Right
there.
here?
Up. Go up a little bit. Up. Where that mass land is at, bro? The mass land.
There's you talking about up right here?
You talking about Australia, ain't it?
Yeah, Australia. Go where Australia is at. That would be considered where the North Pole would be at. Right
Hold on,
there.
do you see my map? Do you see my map? You saying this place I just X'd off is the North Pole?
Yeah. Right beyond there.
Man,
Right
where your
beyond
proof
there
at?
would be the North Pole.
Where your proof
What?
at? Where your proof
You
at?
see where is it at?
Yeah.
I just show you, bro. Is my proof is me, and I show you my diagram. So how can
So you don't got no proof.
How can
You don't got no
we go
proof.
beyond there?
So that means he
How
ain't got
can we
no
go
proof.
beyond there?
So you ain't got
You
no
say
proof.
what?
So you ain't got
What
no
you mean I
proof.
ain't got no proof?
You ain't got
I
no
just
proof.
show you the I just show you my proof is the protecting it. That's my proof. When anybody go beyond there, then I could show y'all the land that I'm talking about.
Go past
but
where?
me personally, I know that's where the center of the earth is at. I know that's where the mass ice is at. That's where the headquarters of the United Nations is at, and that's where they're protected. Nobody can go beyond there.
Australia. You talking about Australia? Hold on, I'm just gonna ask you one little question.
That's a theory, man.
I'm asking you this. I'm asking you this one little question again. You talking about this land right here? This land down here?
Where?
This land down here. You see where I put the X at?
Yeah, that's the whole map.
Yeah, it's the whole map. Look, hold on. I'll show you the whole map.
So yeah,
it's the whole map.
Yeah,
you said
you're right. So right behind that whole line right there will be the North Pole. That whole line from bottom to top will be the North Pole. And then when you go beyond there, you will get a whole another mass of Earth, just like we have on our map, and that's what they're hiding.
Where's your proof?
I just told you the garden. That's my proof. My proof is the garden there.
Wait.
There
Your
is,
proof is
don't you guys know there is a whole block of ice like in Antarctica, right? A whole block of ice. They say that go for miles and miles and miles. Yeah, it go for miles and miles and miles from top to bottom. Beyond there, that's these niggas land.
all right. So check this out. Now, I would entertain partially a piece of your error in the fact that there are lands outside. There are islands and continents outside. But what I was, it's not the center of the earth. There are lands. There's maps. There's maps from more than one source to show you lands outside our known world. That's a part of this earth. That's not the 7 continents. That's true. But where we have a falling out is the whole concept of the center of the earth and what's there. You know what I mean? Where we find a discrepancy.
Now hold on, I just want to show him
cold and hot.
What he's saying. Let me show him what he's saying. He's saying that there's walls right here, these ice walls. And I'm not mad at him. I'm not arguing with him. Like, okay, there's ice walls that they're showing us everywhere, but they're not in India, brother. They're not in that place you showing. See, Antarctica only hooks up near South America, bro. You can only get there to South America.
It go for both.
Hold on, man. I'm not trying to cut off. Just rebut it, brother. Just rebut it. I'm showing you the map right here. See, you said it was over here in Australia. It's not in Australia, bro. You can't get there from Australia. You can only get to that place right here, the wall. So you're talking about the wall. So you can't get through the wall to Australia. You get through the wall through South America. I digress.
Bro, they give you all 1,000. They give you all 1,000 maps, and they give you us 1,000 maps, and every map that they give us, that the countries place in a different area. The countries place differently. So you can't judge it. Hold on, bro. So you can't say. Let me just say this. So you can't judge it on one map. You just have to judge it on. You just have to judge it to know that beyond all the countries that they show us, there is that the North Pole is what separates all our country. It's a long ass line. I'm saying beyond there, that's where there is another Earth started again. It's not another Earth, it's the same one.
Yeah, that's kind of fantastic.
But it's cold.
That's kind of fantastical. Like you want to, no. Listen, I would say that yes, there are lands outside of our map that we don't see on any map, but they are found on some maps. And when I say any map, I mean any modern map. We are told there's 7 continents, but it seems that evidence suggests that there are more than that, and they're beyond the ice wall or beyond a certain degree outside of the outer brink of the continents we in. Now, this is going in the opposite direction from the center of the earth, or what we call the North Pole. So I think that you need to dissect those two ideas away from one another, because when you're talking about those lands,
about the North Pole, right?
Hold on, yo. When you talk about the lands that exist outside of our continents, that reality and the reality of what is in the center of the earth are 2 different things.
Bro, when we look at the North Pole, we gotta understand we get our knowledge from the past, from the old world. We all know that not we all, but the people that the one that's awake at least know that we live in a new world, and we know that everything is based on what was said or done in the past. So when scholars do their own journey about the North Pole, they find out that people is lying. The modern science or the modern people is lying about the North Pole, because the ancient people are saying the North Pole is the center of the earth, and they give us a whole bunch of.
And there's nothing wrong with that, but when you're talking about the lands outside.
Oh yeah, so I think he's trying to say the North Pole is the equator.
No, I think
You don't have no substance to stand on. See, y'all think I was being rude when I said that. You have to have
I'm trying to understand them, you know.
You can't see you think I'm being rude, knowledge. You
make a way for him.
Hey y'all, look, I'm trying to like hold on, y'all. I'm not trying to be rude when I say stuff like this. He's running around because it's nothing to stand on. I digress.
Yeah.
You seem to be y'all say, hold on, bro. Hold on. Y'all say there is nothing to stand on, but nobody can prove to me that they're not guarding the North Pole, and nobody can prove to me that they can go to the North Pole. So how can y'all tell me I don't have nothing to stand on? I do have something to stand on. We can't go beyond there because nobody have balls enough to have to prove what they're saying.
They just saying it's some ISIS, and I'm showing you the pictures of it. And it's showing people go there all the time, and they go fish. I ain't cut you off. They go fishing. Yeah, but I'm not trying to cut you off, but you just said that we can't go there, and I just show pictures of people there in the North Pole and the South Pole, and they go fishing there all the time. People go there and do whatever, bro.
So I'm saying, why it got to be like they ain't got the balls and shit? It's like there's some type of contention in the back of your heart when you even bring some of this shit up. It's like you really debate niggas. My bad, bro. Like, this is our shit. Like,
hold on,
like,
bro. Watch me, bro. My bad.
Be more clear about what you claiming and prove.
Watch me. When I say like that, I'm not talking about y'all to the kind of, because first of all, some of y'all just proved to me that y'all don't even believe that. First of all, there was a North Pole because I heard it, and some of us already proved to me that y'all didn't even really know where the North Pole is at. So when I was talking about like people who don't have balls to do that, I'm talking about two people that really know that there is a North Pole, and the North Pole is really the center of the earth. I'm saying it
that ain't what we call the North Pole, bro. That ain't the North Pole. That's something that you can't prove. Well, how is that even the North Pole? First off, that's the South Pole, bro. That is called the South Pole.
Yeah.
How did you even come up with that, Raul? Raul, just expound on how you came up with that, brother.
How I came up to what? How I came up about the North Pole?
Yeah, without
the South Pole being the North Pole. How the fuck did you?
First of all, I never mentioned this no South Pole. I only mentioned about the North Pole, and I mentioned it to be the center of the earth. And how I come about to that conclusion?
You mentioned it to be the center of the earth.
What?
So, but you said Australia, that is the North Pole. I'm not understanding that.
And then he said it's the wall. He put the ice wall there. So I went to the ice wall, and the ice wall that's near.
But where would it be on the map?
It would be.
All right. Picture. All right.
Hey, Ro, turn your camera on.
Calm down.
And draw a map, Ro.
Calm down, right quick. Since y'all so-called being to know that the Earth is a vagina, so the North Pole is a vagina. Is a hyperbole. Is a diamond.
No, we're not letting you get away with that type of shit here, like that. You don't last ditch effort the globe map or the Earth map, calling that bitch a pussy because you confusing the shit out of people using landmarks and shit.
Man, I don't even know what the hell he's talking about, man.
Just draw the fucking shit on a piece of paper without you.
Yeah, draw it on a piece of paper so we can understand it, Ro.
Hey,
y'all, I already had it drawn.
You just buy a notebook, brother.
Definitely said that bitch was a vagina.
I already had this shit written down and everything for y'all, but y'all was so much like.
Why can't you just show it on the map, bro? Why can't you just say the South Pole you thought is the North Pole and it's not? Australia is near the South Pole, bro. Australia is nowhere near the North Pole.
Hold on.
Hold on, man. I just want to ask. I wasn't done yet, man. I wasn't done yet, bro. Look. Australia and that ice wall you're talking about is the furthest place from the North Pole in the world. I digress.
It's pretty far.
Yeah, it might be in the map that you're looking at right now, but it might not be. It
that's
might
why
not
I say show us, man.
You know what?
You got it in your book.
Listen. Let me throw him a bone. Even Bro Sanchez would agree the North Pole is in between Canada and Russia.
Yeah, but because I understand because the North Bro Sanchez believe like the whole the North Pole. Hold on. because Bro Sanchez built the North Pole just like you was trying to make me say that it was in the center of the earth of our earth, but that's not how I view it. Because I look at the whole earth. Hold on, bro. Hold on. Let me just say this. I view the cosmos just like a magnetic field, meaning the left and the right, the cold and the hot. And to me, bro, I know for a fact that they're using science over here for it to be cold. I know this shit is not natural over here for it to be cold and snow and all that. They come over with the science that they have in their world.
That has nothing to do with you explaining the North Pole, man.
And there's no way you can tell which side is right or which side is left.
That's why before I say, yo, I'm not gonna try to be right with the left and the right. Our shit might be the right or it might be the left. But what I was trying to make clear is that there is a left and a right side of the earth, and what separates them is the North Pole, is the center of the whole cosmos. But we confused. They have us thinking about one side of the earth is the whole earth when they hide it where they come from.
Turn your camera back on and show us except for all this talking, bro.
That's what I said, man.
Bro, hi.
Show it
right here. Look here, right here. That's why I got this
man.
right here.
Oh, that's not showing us nothing, man. Show us a map.
What map?
Draw a map.
Draw that shit in a way that we could understand it better than that.
This is my own map. This is my own map, 0 to 9. This is my
but
own
how
map right there. 0
oh,
to 9.
man.
Okay, hold on, man. Let's agree with him. Let's agree with him. Let's just agree with him. Now, 4. You got 4 right there. What country would be near 4? What country would be near 4? What landmass?
Because what you told us earlier, that would be the North Pole right there. Where 4 is.
Yep. So what landmass is number 4?
But that doesn't make sense.
I want to say. I'll agree with you.
Hold on. First of all,
number 4. Hold
on. Watch it. Hold on. Number 4. Watch me. Number 4 right here is not even the mass land. The mass land is right here. This is the mass land. You see, like the butterfly wings.
That's not number 4. You're lying,
hold on, bro.
You're lying.
Hold on, bro. Let me say this. Hold on. Let me say this.
No, fuck you.
Hold on. Let me say this. You're right. This is you're right. This is number 4. You're right. This is number 4. All right. You're right. This is number 4. But what I'm trying to show you, look at it just like a butterfly wings. And look at what's separated is like a diamond. That's what I'm trying to show you. The North Pole is like a diamond. It's like a.
Can you please put a country or a landmass near number 4, like you said, sir?
Yo, you
good. No, he's going back to the center. So
you look. Hold on.
So he contradicted what he's saying. Listen to what he just said.
Hold on.
He said a diamond is the center, but then he just said the 4 was the center on another map.
Let me say something. For the brother that said to put a land mass right here on the number 4, you're confused. What I'm trying to say is, you look at this triangle. I mean this whatever this right here, kind of one side of the butterfly wings. Hold on, listen for 1 minute. Look at this one side, like that kind of look like a butterfly wings with the green. So I'm saying this whole side, this is where. Hold on. I'm saying this whole side, this will be where all the land that we know in our map, this where all the lands will be at, and this inside of this little green thing right here that look like one side of the butterfly wings. And I'm saying the North Pole will be right here. This is the center right here. This will be the North Pole. I'm saying beyond the North Pole right here, this is where they come from. But they're hiding it because nobody can go beyond the North Pole. Beyond the ice wall. Some people confused to call the south.
So you said the ice wall.
Hold on.
It's a horizontal line.
Hold on.
No, that's what you're saying.
You're right.
The ice wall is a horizontal.
But what I'm saying is, what people confused to be the South and the North Pole is really these 2 ice wall right here. These 2 ice wall right here. You know what I'm saying? But inside is beyond these 2 ice wall right here.
That's not showing the map of the world though, man. I don't know what that is though. How you describe
it. I'm trying to tell you. Hold on, bro. What I'm trying to tell you is, right, the word that we know will be one-sided in my diagram. The word that we know, all the mass land, that shit will be on the one side. It will be right here. That's
okay. Can you? And you know what? I give you.
And that's where I keep telling you the North Pole.
right? And for unique,
which y'all want me in my own diagram. Y'all thought it was gonna be right there, but in your diagram is right there because your diagram is only one side, so it has to be on the left. So it has to be on the left or on the right of your diagram. But my diagram is the whole diagram.
Could you do this with your map? Just do this while you got your map
if
up.
y'all can really catch it, but just go ahead.
Just could you show us with that map how a person can be in Alaska and see Russia from one end of America, and then can go from the other end of America, go through Europe to reach that same point on that map that you just showed?
Yeah, I want to see that.
How can you see Alaska from? How can you see Russia from Alaska in one direction, and then in the other direction to get to that point? You got to go through Europe, and you come around to that. Can you show me that, or can you show us that? I mean,
we need to do some different math, man.
There's some. It's listen. Like listen, if it was a way for that to happen, then he would basically be like multiplying the size of the earth, but it wouldn't explain how these continents can see each other unless they was all in a circle. But then that would be like, okay, so what would be the center of the earth to that side of the map? And that wouldn't be the real center of the earth, so why would there be a hole there? I mean, there's maps that show you that the lands between Russia and Canada, all the lands of the pygmy, it is the land of Hyperborea. So I mean, if people don't want to think of it like that, they would have to go in opposite direction to the outer skirts of the lands to find those other continents to call that shit Hyperborea. So it's like when you started the shit off and said no one knows what's beyond the North Pole, which is at the center of the earth, it was easy to like shoot that down, taking the fact that you could fly over there and land into another continent like Russia. Russia is directly above Canada with the North Pole in between the two.
But he said the North Pole is behind Australia.
Yeah, that's tough.
Can you guys hear me though?
Maybe if he just knew that there was more than one hole, maybe that would help him out. You really need to see some of these maps. You know, I don't want to bring up none of the maps showing these outer continents. I've done it already. But I mean, it's like you just got to be flexible. You can't be so goddamn rigid when you bring in a new idea and then you get information contested and shit.
My bro said that the North Pole was behind Australia. No freaking way, man. I ain't never. You can't listen to Sanchez and hear shit like that, man. You can't.
Man, he did name drop, didn't he?
Yeah, man. I was about to say, man, nah. I don't know if Sanchez said that one. If he did, fuck Sanchez. Then I don't even think Sanchez said that shit. Fuck that.
Nah, I don't think.
Maybe Huey P.
No, he said Sanchez said, and Huey said that the pole was in the center of the earth. But then when we got on him about that, then he took that bitch beyond Australia and shit. Like,
yeah, that was a little. He even said number 8. You know, I don't think he think we was gonna listen to him. Everybody about to try to teach us something or some shit.
He spoke that shit before, and I just, his accent was so thick. I was like, all right, I don't know. I'm not trying to create a way for something else.
Man, you guys misunderstood me, man.
He definitely got a nice diagram, but how that works with the Earth map, then it might work, but not on something.
You got next, bro. You got next.
Go ahead.
I was about to say, if you're gonna say I have a nice diagram, but you don't take your time to try to understand what I'm trying to say, but you're trying to bash it or not. But like I was saying, bro, we all our own people, and we look at shit out through our own window, and we trying to tell each other how we see things. So we gotta let each other let whatever they see out the window out, because they're the one that's seeing it. So they need to tell you, because you see something they might interest in knowing too. But
it's interesting. I'll give you that.
So to finish what I was saying is with my diagram, the reason why it not really makes sense to y'all is because, like I said in the first place, y'all could pull up like 5 maps, and it's going to be 5 different maps, right? It's going to be 5 different maps, meaning that the Earth is not going to arrange the countries, is not going to arrange the same way in every map that y'all pull up. So what I was trying to say is that regardless of where the countries is at, and in any map y'all pull up, is that all the countries is lined up in one side of the butterfly wings that I was trying to show y'all. That's what I was trying to say, is line up in one side, and then I went up to say
mind fuck for.
Hey, what you was trying to say too? What you was trying to say too is see what me and him is agreeing on. Ain't saying that we right. We saying the North Pole is in between Russia and Canada. If that's the right way. It's the center of the Earth up there. It's the North Pole. You said out your mouth the North Pole is behind Australia, where the brick walls is at. Now you see how easy we went against yours, but you can't go.
I said that based on the map that you show me. Based on the map you show me.
I ain't cut you off, bro. All I'm saying is, then you showed us a diagram. You didn't go to the center of the diagram or the cardinal point of the diagram. You went to number 4, like that's Australia. You see what I'm saying? Your whole mathematics is wrong, and we're trying to tell you another mathematic. The center of the world is North Pole, up North Pole, not the one you made. You can't even go against that. I digress.
All right, so can I finish? Can I say what I was saying? Right. What I was saying is, right, I was saying based on your map, when you show me your map, I say, yo, the North Pole would have been either on the left side or on the right side. So I say I'm not trying to be right with that, with the left and the right. So I say I'm gonna go with the Australia. So I pick the Australia. I say, yo, the Australia, I'm using Australia. The line, the wall would have been right there, and beyond that, this is what it would have been. But when it comes to my map, it is not the same, because my map, hold on, because like I said, I keep telling y'all, they give y'all one side of the Earth for the whole cosmos, when really they had it in one side of the Earth where they come from. And I go to my diagram, which I show both sides, like the butterfly wings, and I'm trying to show you that one side of the butterfly wings, that's where all the countries that we know of in this continent, that's where they at. So if you wanted me to name where is Australia is in my continent, that's what I would try to say. All right, this is where I think it is. But you didn't ask me that. You say number 4. This is where Australia. You're trying to make my diagram like your map, when my diagram is a complete map. Yours, the map that we're looking at, consider like one side. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, but you're still.
Man, I don't know what the hell you was talking about. I'm gonna be honest with you, talking about the diagram. I understood what you were saying, but to make it out as a no.
But see what I'm saying? I'm getting to his words. He said that the wall behind Australia is the North Pole. Buddy, that's the South Pole. You're wrong, so wrong, so wrong. I digress.
That's what I say. You guys don't listen. I say if I was using the diagram that you show me that Australia written on it, I say, yo, the North Pole to me, if I'm using your map that you show me, to me, the North Pole would have been either on the left side of your map or on the right side. So I'm saying I'm not gonna listen carefully. I say I'm not gonna try to be right with where the North Pole gonna be on your map. If it's gonna be on the left, on the right, I say I'm gonna try to go with Australia. I say if I'm gonna go with Australia, on your map, the North Pole would have been to the right. So if I would go with the left if I would go to the left corner, whatever. If I would have to go to the right. To the left, it would have been Australia. If I have to go to the right, it would have been whatever maps land that's to the right, and that's to the right edge of your map. That's what I'm trying to show. I'm trying to show you that basically, based on my knowledge, the North Pole to me would have been on the side of your map. Your home, any map that you show me, you could pull up. The North Pole to me will be on the left side of the whole map, or on the right side of the whole map.
Hey, so the map. Hold on. I just want to ask you, how can you see Russia from Alaska, and at the same time go the other way and reach that same point going in a circle on your map.
Because if you follow my diagram, you will see the whole butterfly wings is like a sphere in itself. So it's like a whole, it's like a diamond that enclosed. So anything inside, hold on. So anything, hold on, bro.
To make that shit work, that means there's no center of the earth or no North Pole in between Russia and Siberia and China, Canada.
No, according to me, all that is in one side, like I keep saying.
Have anybody?
My fault.
I just want to ask him something. The map that he made, has he been to any of them places on that map that he made? Has anybody explored any places on that map that you made, Raul? Because
and you know how evil that map
have actually explored the map that. Now it may not all be true, but there are people that have explored the maps that.
This is Cook.
And hold on, man. My fault. I just want to rebut that real quick.
Yeah.
Hey, Cook.
That root word pulled up. Now I'm not saying that they right, but I'm saying that people have actually explored them. Now the map that you made, I want to know who has actually.
I don't know if Cook can.
Hey, I'm gonna start talking again one last time. I'm gonna say this one last time about what you're doing, Raul. I'm saying you have no foundation to stand on, and you running in circles because you cannot pull up that diagram you made, and you got number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 there, all them numbers. You cannot put a earth land to any of them numbers. So you're faking it, bro. I digress.
You don't. I could do that for you.
I'm challenging you, bro. I'm challenging you.
Listen, if I could look at your map, I could look at any. Hold on. I could look at any map. I could look at any map and arrange all the mass land that we know in one side of my diagram.
I said your map. Pull up your map and put some landmarks next to them numbers, or your whole map is fake.
What are you saying?
I'm saying pull up that damn diagram you pulled up.
And
then put some land masses next to them numbers.
Ain't nobody explored them maps.
But why are you worried about the numbers? The numbers are
because it's simple math.
Hold on. Let me say this.
No, I'm gonna answer that.
I know that was rhetorical. Hold on. That was rhetorical. That was rhetorical. I just told you, bro. I just told you, bro. Damn, bro. I just told you, bro. Hold on. I just told you that was rhetorical, bro. So you're gonna have to wait. Let me finish.
Numbers matter because you know anything about lines, anything about map making. If you put a number to 6, it's going to have to align to the other opposite. It's called using an angle. You feel what I'm saying? If it's
they all line up to the opposite.
You're lying because you're not proving it. Prove it.
Well, hold on. First of all, they line up to the opposite. And first of all, I don't know why you worry about the numbers because the numbers are angles. I'm talking about all the earth, all the countries that we know, they will be inside the numbers. They will be inside the angles that the numbers form. All the countries that we know will be inside of that space that the angles form. But when you talk about, hold on, let me just finish. Let me just finish. Let me just finish. So when you talk about if all my numbers add up, of course all my numbers add up. I'm about to turn on my cameras and show you if all my numbers add up. Look, you got number 9 right here. First of all, somebody said my diagram was 0 to 9. I'm 0 to number 10. My diagram is 0 to 9, and all the numbers is equal to 9. You got 9, and you got 8 and 1. That's 9. You got 7 and 2. That's 9. You got 6 and 3. That's 9. You got 5 and 4.
See what happened when your brain on drugs?
Man, your brain on drugs, man.
I'm gonna be honest, Raul. Man, that map don't make no sense to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but it's not making sense as in a worldly ideal. You know, as a world or Earth, it's not making no sense.
Well,
the diagram must be it got to be something else, but it's not that what you're talking about.
If I'm not mistaken, the other half, the other butterfly wing is where white people come from, right?
That's
Hey man,
what I'm
did you see
talking
that
about.
map he had? He had 1, 2, 3, 4. Then he skipped 5, and then he put 5 where 6 is at. Then he went 6, 7, 8, and then he put 9.
Hey, Rose, you
Man,
can
show me that map
you can
again.
pop it back up, man, and finish explaining it, man. Because I'm trying to get a better understanding of it because I'm kind of baffled from it myself.
Oh, bullshit.
Say that again.
Pull the map up, man. Pull that shit up, man.
What map?
Yo, shit. That word got 9.
This is how the white man confused us.
First of all, who
Yeah.
was talking though?
Me, I'm asking you to pull that map up because your math is even wrong on that map.
Let's
Then this
bring that
10
shit.
number.
Yeah, all right.
See the bottom. Let me talk now.
Put it on the screen.
Let me
There's no
talk now.
5.
Let me talk right now. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you skip 5. You skip the total foundation, which is the bottom. I
Bro,
told
put the map back up.
Show me.
see, I'm gonna
Show
see
me.
you see the 5 is
on there. 5
just
is
stop
on there.
real
Show
quick.
me.
Let me talk real quick. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 is supposed to be the total opposite of 9. I digress.
Damn. He got you there.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Y'all see
7,
it?
8. I got 9.
Y'all see it?
I don't see where I missed. I don't see what number I missed.
Man, you skipped at the bottom, man. But you made that 9 in the middle, so there's no middle in the bottom, man.
Bro,
There's no
that would be zero.
Where's
That would
zero,
be
man?
zero.
What's zero?
That would be zero. That would be
How
zero.
would that be
Why put
zero? That wouldn't be zero,
I
man.
thought 0 in the middle.
You say what?
Motherfucker
You
is
say
crazy,
that? Bro,
man.
hold on.
9 is
Hold
the
on.
whole.
Yeah, right there.
Watch out. Watch out. Oh, this whole
That's
line
9.
right there is 0. This whole line right here is 0 to 9. This whole line right here is 0 to 9.
How
So
the
when
fuck?
you start, hold
hold
on, bro. Let me just
fuck
finish
making
saying
this shit up as you going.
Damn, bro, chill. Let me just finish saying this.
No,
This
you
the whole
ain't talking
Trinity right here.
Raul, you
Damn, bro.
wrong.
This whole Trinity.
Raul, you
Damn,
faking
bro.
it.
This whole Trinity right here. This whole Trinity right here is 0 to 9. So when you come right here in the center, it's still 0. When you move to the left right here, you
Hey, man,
at the
you ain't
edge right
Jay-Z.
here.
You can't
No,
freestyle
you're at
math.
the edge of the circle. What?
Man, you ain't Jay-Z. You can't freestyle math to us, man. You wrong. You wrong, and you know you wrong.
Yeah, them numbers don't hit
Yeah,
every
that's
point.
for real.
Hey, man, look, man. Whenever you got 9, on the other side of it's supposed to be like 4. Whenever you, let me think of that straight. When you got 9, it's supposed to be 10, supposed to be 5. 0 supposed to be up at top, and 5 supposed to be down at the bottom. 6 supposed to line up with 1. Hold on, man. I ain't cut you off. 7 supposed to line up with 2. 8 supposed to line up with 3. 9 supposed to line up with 4, bro. That's anywhere you go, bro. It's a perfect circle, man. That's why I try to say put a number to any of them damn places on the world, and then on the other side got to be the opposite, just like a map. It's common sense. Your numbers is fucked up on there, man.
All right, bro. Make your own. Make your own diagram like I make mine and show me how my numbers.
Put my screen on knowledge. I could do it in 30 seconds.
Yo, good job on your diagram, Raul, man. Yo, keep working with it, though, man. Keep working at it. Keep working at it, brother.
I want him to show me what he.
Here we go. I mean, I don't know if I say the same thing. Whatever you're doing, keep it up, and maybe we come to a better understanding.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if I'm appreciative because you made my mind think, or because you caused me a fucking headache. But that's neither here or there. I think that it's a pretty picture, but you just have to come back, my brother. You have to come back.
That shit was total fabricated, man. Look, y'all, here goes simple as this is exactly what he got right here. He got exactly this. Then he drew a fucking circle around here. Ooh. I mean, it's simple. Here go the circle. Here go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's supposed to be 0 up here. 9 is right here. 8, 7, 6. It's that
Let me see
simple.
the
4
butterfly
numbers.
wings. Let me see the butterfly
Hold
wings.
on, man. I got you, bro. It's simple. See, you can't start off like that. You got to start the line like this, and then you got to square the box, bro, before you make your things. Hold on, bro. I'm doing it for you, and then I'm getting the 4 triangles out of it for you. It's easy to do everything you just did, bro. It's simple drawing, man. That stuff is nothing hard, man. Okay, you want me to keep going, man? It's simple, bro. Then you put your lines through it, man. You put your simple lines through it, man. It's like you're saying stuff that's like evil. Well, I got the 7. 7's supposed to mix up with 2. My fault right there. But it's simple math, bro. It's simple math.
I don't got nothing. I don't know what you're
Yo,
talking about. I don't got
I'm not done.
nothing like that.
This is where you got 4 at. If I'm wrong, just show me. 4 right here. You said it's Australia. Am I wrong or right?
No, that's not. I'm saying in the map before you start drawing, yeah, you will be right. And the map before you start drawing, not even that, the whole kind of yellow map, you will be right. But in what you're talking about, and in my diagram, no, you're wrong.
What do you mean? Show your map now.
Exactly what I mean.
Show your map, man.
Bro, I'm not about to go show you my map for you to not let me explain my map for you to start like if you want me to show my map, you're gonna have to let me explain it. You're gonna have to
Raul don't want you
and
to
let me
steal his
explain
shit,
it.
man.
Hey, man, this is all I'm trying to say. Here go a line, man. Look, man, you put a circle around that motherfucker, man. It's 5 right here, 0 right here up the top. 1, 2. Well, damn, I'm missing a line, man.
No, man. Yo, he didn't put 5 at the bottom, man. He didn't put nothing at the bottom.
You can't even make a true mathematics the way he's doing it, man. Like I say, y'all don't even understand real math. To make a perfect circle, you have to have perfect lines on each one. You can't do it. It has to go like a perfect circle has to go 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 356. It has to keep multiplying until it gets into a full circle. Your whole mathematics is wrong. That's why my shit was wrong. I'm like, why the fuck am I doing something wrong? You can't even make a full circle. Nah. You just can't do it. Well, show me then.
Man, I got a full circle. You can't do what I do, and you're trying to do it because you're not trying to let me explain what I do, and you're trying to think you think you got it.
See, because you missed the spot right here, sir. This is what you did. You missed the spot to make it. I'm about to show you. See, it's real easy. Nothing. When you make a circle, you went like
0 right there.
You went like
remember before. Remember, stop. When you remember when you make the circle. Stop, bro. Stop.
No, don't.
I'm trying to walk you step by step, but you're trying to rush it so you fuck up again. I'm trying to walk you step by step. I'm trying to walk you step by step, but you're trying to rush it so you go fucked up again. All right, go ahead.
Just repeat. You got 9 numbers. You cannot make 9 numbers with lines. You can't do it. You can't make 9 numbers with lines because you're going to have an even number, brother. I digress.
Now, do you want me to walk you in the steps how
I'm done. Defeat what I just said. I said your shit is wrong because you got lines in it. And to have lines in it, you have to have even numbers. I digress.
Yeah, I do have even numbers. I don't know what you're talking about. I do have even
numbers. Ends with 9. 9 is an uneven number. It's an odd number.
What about 0? 0 is not a number?
You don't got 0 in there.
What you mean? That's why I was trying to tell you.
No, you don't got it in there, so you can't make it up.
You see again. That's why I keep telling you I had to work again. That's why I keep telling you I had to work step by step before you fuck it up. But you don't want to listen.
When I first heard you, I'm gonna say it again. Everything you saying is fake and have no foundation. I digress.
Hey, knowledge. Did you get the point that he's trying to make? If you get the point he's trying to make, let me make the point with you. Nobody else here? Nobody understand the point that you're trying to make?
I'm trying to say your map don't make sense, man.
You say it don't make sense. What makes it don't make sense? Even what you're trying to do, every time you're trying to do it, you prove it can't make sense. So don't say, but what I do is already makes sense. It stands for itself. But you can't even finish what you're trying to do because every time you're trying to do it, it don't work. So don't say my shit don't work.
I showed why your stuff don't work, man. It's called real math. It's called
you show me. No, you show me why you can't.
Stop cutting me off, bro. I didn't cut you off. All I'm saying is this is why your shit don't work. When you go 1 and you put a line through it, on the other side is going to go 2. So however many lines you got, it has to be an even number at the end of it, or it's just false. I digress.
Do you want me to explain my shit? Are you gonna chill and let me explain it? All right. So I'm about to turn my camera on one more time. Look, I got a full circle, so nobody can tell me this is not a full circle. 360 right here, from right here. This is a full circle. Nobody can say it's not. It is. So now the numbers. Whenever you draw a circle, the circle is the 0. The circle is the 0. So I start right here with number 1. It doubled itself. I get number 2. Number 2 doubled itself. I get number 4. Number 4 doubled itself. I get number 8. Number 8 doubled itself. I get 16. 1 plus 6 is 7 because we know there is no real numbers after number 9. 10 is repeated. So we every number you gotta add it to a single digit. So when you have 7, when you double 7 plus 7, that's 14. 14 1 plus 5. 1 plus 4, that's 5. You get number 5 right here. So this is how I get a whole infinity of energy going with the numbers 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5. And now when you got the number with 0, 3, and 9, you got a whole different thing going on.
Okay, now just imagine all them points you're talking about. There was energy rolling through all them points. What would you need? Oh, why don't you keep it on?
Oh,
okay, I don't even need it on. I don't even need it on. But anyway, what would you need that number 2 for, number 3 for, and number 6 for? There is no purposes for them numbers because they're just
don't mix up what I'm saying.
I'm not done, man. I'm not done. Now, just imagine if all the energy was going through there and it went to the bottom in the center. There's nothing there. It's just where you said 0 is at, and then you said the whole circle is 0. How can you say the 0 is at the bottom, then the whole circle is 0? You're just fabricating, bro. I'm done. It's like, wow.
That's your point of view. But I know all the numbers. I know the 0 is the 9. The 9 is the 0. The 1 is the 0. I could show you how the 1 is the 0 from a different angle. So we know each number is the same thing. It's just a different angle of itself. So when you're talking about how can this and that be, that's your lack of knowing. That's not me.
All right. Well, you still like.
So hold on. Hold on, bro. So when I show her all these numbers, when I show her number 2 double itself to give you 2, and number 2 double itself to give you number 4. Number 4, when I show you how all the numbers double themselves to come back to themselves again and to create infinity amongst themselves, and I show you the number 0, and the number 3, and the number 6, and the number 9, I show you is all different thing. Because we all know the physical is separate from the spiritual. It's not the same thing. They're on their own cycle. So
hey, man,
if you don't know that, what?
You don't show the double and 2. See, what you ain't understanding, to get a circle takes math. From 1 to 2 to 4. That's it,
man,
bro.
I'm not gonna argue with you.
Hold on,
I'm not gonna argue with you. If I'm explaining you math, you're gonna say it.
See, I ain't cut you off. I'm just confronting your shit. To make a circle, a perfect circle, All you need is the number 1, 2, and 4. You do it 4 times. When you do 1 to 2, 2 to 4, that's 1/4 of a damn circle. When you double that, that's half of a circle. When you double that, that's the whole circle. Simple math, man. It's like doing a piece of paper. You fold the paper in half, then you fold it again. You two-fold it, and then you get a perfect ass square box. You get a perfect thing, man. You're making false mathematical equations. And then on number 2, you don't even have the line there. On number 4, you don't even have the line there. You put 4 at the 3rd line. It's like, wow, like that. You can't even duplicate it. It's like it's an impossible. You have numbers there for no reason. That's what I'm saying. Like, man, that shit. And then you trying to put that saying that's a map. How the fuck is there a map and it don't even got no lines? And then you saying, well, y'all don't know, so that make y'all ignorant. I'm trying to say the shit you putting up is ignorant. I digress.
You got it.
You ain't
looking at it from my window though. So I'm the one that looking what I'm seeing from my own window. So you can't tell me what I see. You can't tell me then correct. By you telling me that I can understand that, then you don't have the capacity to understand what I'm seeing from the window.
I got the capacity to say that you changed everything you said. First, you said that
it's cool, bro.
You got a map, and then you said that number 4 is where the North Pole is at, and then you showed that was Australia, and then it had a wall behind it. And then we showed you that the North Pole was in the center of the world. Sometimes it's good to say I'm wrong, man. I might need to do something different, man. That's all, bro. I might need to switch it up a little bit. That's all.
You got it, brother. Got it. Now you got something to offer now to the panel?
Yeah, hell yeah. Like that one stuff you were saying about the Tartarian Empire until my bro come back. See, here go true pictures of the Tartarian Empire in America, bro. You know what I'm saying? We got stuff we could touch. Here go a piece of it right here. Here go a coin in the 1800s. You know what I'm saying? That's part of Tartar, where in America are women, you know what I'm saying, and children. We have Roman structures over here. You know, Roman structures over here and everything. So when you get into them Roman structures, here they go in Atlanta. See, that's what you call Tartar Empire. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's in the 1800s. Well, let's show some more. You know what I'm saying? This is before cars. This is horse buggies in America and our big brick buildings in Atlanta. Ain't no Europeans built that shit. It's our shit.
None of them buildings there no more.
I know they tore them down because they ain't want people in Atlanta knowing how great and beautiful they was. See what I'm saying? Here go a cartoon picture of Atlanta. This is a cartoon pictures in the 1800s, 1700s. A cartoon picture, Piedmont Park in the 1800s. See what I'm saying? Our lands was happy lands over here, Tartar Empire. You can call it whatever you wanna. You know what I'm saying? This before cars was around. People was kicking it.
Mind you, I'm agreeing on what you're saying. So I don't know why you say I could call it whatever I want. You confused.
I ain't going against you. I'm just saying sometimes it's good for debate. I ain't going against you. Just a lot of people come in saying stuff is incorrect, so they get confronted about it. And then a lot of people say that their scholarship is good until
it's like you're trying to prove. It's like it's something you not really get, and you're trying to prove it to yourself.
No, I'm trying to really prove it to you because when you first came in here, you was talking real scholarly, and like my brother said, it seemed like you had some type of friction in the back that I ain't talking about. I'm just checking you.
I wasn't talking about no scholarly, bro. I was talking about what I know and what I see.
I'm not cutting you off, Raul. And you keep cutting the motherfucker off, nigga. All I'm trying to say is,
too, bro.
Okay, all I'm saying is your scholarship whack, and I'm proving it, bro. And you seem like you come in here and you was coming in here going against what we was saying. I'm showing that this shit's truth. He was like, well, there's no.
But okay, bro, you could go ahead.
Hold on, I'm not done. This is what you were saying. Well, we can't touch that stuff. We can't prove that stuff. Well, how can we see that stuff? I'm showing it to you. I digress.
But okay, you could go ahead and tell a motherfucker how much they're wrong and what they see and what they know. But who's that motherfucker to know? He not seeing that. He don't know why. He's not in your mind. So, but rather like listen to what the motherfucker is saying and what he knowing. Maybe I could learn something. If anything, if I can't, nigga, then that's it. But instead of arguing with him or whether he's wrong or not.
That's what I don't like about scholars. Everybody's a scholar till they get their scholarship checked. Yeah, everybody could talk that shit until they looking at it. We ain't coming here starting no stuff with you. You the one who came in saying you started that this stuff might not be true, that this Tartar Empire can't be touched and all this stuff and blah, 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 blah. And then you say that the North Pole is this. It ain't no argument. It's just a back and forth situation. I didn't say you was a bad person, evil. I said that you don't have no substance to stand on your circle and proving that it's the North Pole. Just like you said, we don't have no tangible evidence. Ain't nobody get mad and cut you out. I'm just showing you the evidence. That's all. I digress.
You showing me what you showing me what people claim to be evidence. You ain't showing me what your no evidence. All this shit you go on the internet and go and show me. I could go and do that myself. And a lot of other things that you show me, I agree with you on most of them. And I already know these things. That's not the matter at all. Like that you don't know what I'm talking about, and you arguing with yourself. And I'm not fin to keep arguing with you all night, bro. It's cool.
I know you're not, because you're the one who came in here and said that all this stuff is ours, but we can't prove it, and we don't know how to touch it, and what can we prove is ours and everything. And I'm showing it to you. So I'm showing again.
I never said none of these things. One thing you're good at putting word. You're good at putting word in my mouth. Y'all keep claiming shit, and I say all right. Y'all keep saying that, oh, we can go anywhere we want. Oh, this and that is real. I can take you there. I'm saying, can y'all at least do that? Before we could do anything, can y'all at least prove like take me to the place that you're talking about, to the thing that you're saying? That's all I'm saying. I never make none of these things that you're making, because I already know most of these things already. I don't stand on these things. I take what I could on all these things that I read, and I keep it pushing. I'm my own thing. I'm looking at life all out from my own window, and everybody is doing the same thing, bro. I'm just going over here to take pissy if I could. If I can't, it's okay.
Okay, so once again, you said out your motherfucking mouth that before we can go anywhere and do all this stuff, can you show me? And I'm showing it to you. I'm showing it to you in
all these things you're showing me on tip.
I'm gonna take you to a bigger, sweeter place. I'm gonna take you to Omaha in 1840s. I'm gonna take you to the Tartar Empire. Don't that look Tartar to you though? Why that in the middle of Omaha? That's Omaha, Nebraska. You know, that's Omaha, Nebraska. Look at that nigga in that boat right there.
Can I say something?
I'm almost done. What about San Francisco? Since we can't show it to you, see, I'm taking you all across the Americas. What about this? This is in San Francisco. Big, humongous, marvelous stuff that the Negroes built up, huh? You know, this is part of our empire over, huh? You know what I'm saying? Hold on, I'm almost done. What about St. Louis? See, I'm gonna take you all over the Americas. You know what I'm saying? So I'm showing you here go the Tartar Empire that we could touch. That you can't even say, damn, good research, good shit. So hell yeah, I'm gonna keep putting this shit in your throat, saying that your shit bullshit. I digress.
Yeah, but one thing with you, what you understand, I could tell you, like, I could talk about Haiti. I could tell you about the empire of Haiti. I could take you to Haiti though and show you like what I'm talking about, and show you like what the people did, the whatever the people I'm talking about. But when we go off like things like on, like, it's good to come in to argue with you, but this thing is not nothing to really stand on, bro. It's just like thing to talk about. So like I said, what I'm saying from these things, and I keep it pushing, bro.
Hey, bro, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, bro.
Hey, what's up with y'all? Hey, bro, pull up type in Gleason's map, the new map of the world, and you'll probably get an idea of what he's trying to say. He's trying to tell you that it's right in the center of all them, but all the actual continents it's kind of like a circle within the circle. Like the South Pole would be just a whole circle around the whole continents, all of them. Like, hey,
that's what we said. We said that.
And then on the inside, The inside where the North Pole would be, it would be like something coming to like a nipple, like a breast, how a breast would look. It would be like your continents are kind of like steps up to that point in the middle.
Thank you.
Hey, look, man.
At least somebody get what I was saying.
No, hold on. No, man. I don't give a fuck what anybody be saying. Look, man, he said the South Pole is the North Pole. He fucking wrong. It's the South Pole.
At least I'm not crazy.
You did say the South Pole.
I'm not crazy. Somebody get the point, man.
Crazy. Let's get to the point. You said the North Pole is the South Pole.
This brother can't keep arguing with himself. At least somebody get the point.
You got next, man. All your shit been irrelevant anyway. All I'm saying is, dude came in here and said exactly that. Well, he's saying that that's the South Pole. Yes, you're saying the South Pole is the North Pole. You're wrong. I digress.
All I'm saying, you can't keep arguing with yourself, but at least somebody that was listening, they see what I was saying. So I know I'm not crazy.
He said the South Pole. You said the South Pole is the North Pole. You're wrong. He even just came in here and said it. Ask him.
Yeah, I don't know if you would call it the North or the South, but I know it's in the middle of all the. He trying to tell you it's in the middle of where Australia, Asia, Canada, all the shit at where it comes to a point where, like, on the matter of fact, on the map that the Cicada map, how they show you the four little massive lands where the pygmies and the giants and shit's supposed to be. What he's trying to tell you is that that's the North Pole right in the middle, but it's kind of like stepping down off some steps, kind of like type of shit. Like you have to, you know what I'm saying, step up to it. But when you pull up to it, it's like ice.
See on the Cicada map, that centerpiece, I think that was Atlantis. I think that was land in between North America, Africa, Europe, South America. Yeah. That's what they trying to say. But see, that wouldn't be the center though. That would that's what that's the ideal of what the center would be, right in the middle of, and it's kind of like if you with the ideal of it being flat, then you will resonate with it being like kind of like how a volcano look. How just it goes up to a point and then it comes. It's kind of like a pyramid, pretty much. Yeah, be the head of the pyramid as it spirals.
Bro, did you see my diagram, bro? Did you see my diagram, bro?
Yeah, I can see it.
See, it's like a butterfly.
No, your diagram still doesn't make sense because you said on left side it's a whole nother earth, a whole nother world right there.
Man,
I would say your North Pole would be. I would say your North Pole would be right there in the middle where the cross is.
Right here. That's the North Pole, and right here. Listen right quick. And right here. Listen, bro. Listen right quick. Listen for a minute, bro. Yo, can you listen? Listen.
I see what you're saying.
Listen, bro. This brother need to calm down, bro. Listen, bro. This is my diagram, bro.
He said the middle point of ice wall.
Every time
that's why I said bro, he doesn't make sense, bro.
Every time I try to explain, you go crazy.
4 is where the
bro. Somebody, listen, bro. Listen.
He's lying to me, Raul.
Somebody, listen, bro. Listen, so somebody finally understand. Somebody finally understand what I'm talking about. Somebody finally understand what I'm talking about.
No, Raul, fuck that. You said number 4 is where the North Pole is at. You fucking liar!
Bro,
don't try to
chill, bro. Can you shut up, bro?
You ain't gonna
can you shut up for a minute?
Hey, dude, you got me fucked up, motherfucker. You said number 4 is where it's at. Fuck that. You ain't gonna come in here and change
it. But can you chill for a minute? Let me explain that shit.
All them numbers would be the ice wall, the ring around the whole thing, right?
No, he said number 4 is where North Pole is.
Can I explain my shit?
Said. No, he's not going to switch it up right now. Fuck that.
Okay, how many times you going to
you got about to switch it up. He didn't say number ice wall. He said that line in the middle was the ice wall. That's what he said was the ice wall.
How many times you going to keep saying what I said and let me explain myself?
That horizontal line in the middle was the ice wall.
Man, you a fucking liar, Raul. You a liar, bro.
But how many times you gonna say that, bro? And how many times you gonna say that and let me explain myself, bro? How many times you gonna say that and let me explain?
I'm trying to hear you fucking lie, but I'm gonna fall back.
I'm gonna go right back out, back in. I got to put my earphones in. Let me right back in.
Bro, I agree with you. Okay, bro, I'm a liar. Okay, I'm fucking lying. Okay, whatever. I said Australia wasn't before. Okay, so
we ain't
now
saying you
can I
lying. We
talk
saying
now?
you just making it up as you go. You know what I'm saying? We just
Bro,
tell you
that's
to
not
keep
true,
working
bro.
on it, man.
Well, all right, so now can I
Keep
just
working
explain
on it,
myself
man.
before?
Keep
Can
working
I
on
just
your
explain myself
concept.
before you cut me off?
Keep working on your concept of the cosmos, man. That's all I'm saying.
If you're give me 2 minutes without cutting me off, and then
Okay, I'm back.
2 minutes, please don't cut me off. All I was saying, bro. All I was saying, the brother showed me a diagram earlier. He showed me a diagram with Australia. My diagram doesn't have Australia on it. So we wasn't talking about my diagram yet. When we were talking about Australia. So let me explain. He bring a diagram with all the countries' name in it. So I'm trying to tell him where the North Pole would be at. So he asked me where. So I'm saying, yo, the North Pole will be on the left side or on the right side. So I'm saying I'm not trying to be right about where is it if he's on the if he's on the left side of the map or if he's on the right side. So I'm saying, yo, let me use Australia for a minute, and I'm talking about his map. I'm saying let me use Australia for a minute. On his map, I'm saying that, yo, the North Pole would have been right beyond Australia, where they don't show nothing in the map. That's the end. They don't show nothing. So now when we come to my map, immediately as soon as he see my map, he plays Australia right here at number 4. I never placed Australia yet in my map. This my map. I make my own map. You cannot just see my map and place Australia where you want to place it.
That's why I said, man, just keep working on your concept. Keep working on your map.
Okay, now all three of us.
All right.
Now all three of us is going to say. Now all three of us is going to say. North Pole is in the center, bro. All of us.
Okay, bro. Okay, let me finish.
And no, hold on, man. Your thing.
Damn, bro. Y'all gonna cut me off like that without even finish explaining?
No, man. No. I'm gonna talk for a second because you just got done talking for 5 minutes. I'm saying that.
Bro, I'm not even.
Okay, man. You just ain't gonna keep talking over that bullshit. All I'm trying to say is, you did not say the center of the map. Your diagram was the North Pole, and everybody up here is gonna say that's where the North Pole at. I digress.
All I'm saying, man. I know I'm not crazy. I know I was talking about the map that you showed me that have countries labeled in it. And I was trying to show you based on
still won't even go after
hold on, bro. Can I finish? Let me finish talk. Let me finish talk, man. Let me finish talk. So I was trying to show you based on the map you show you. Oh my God, I can never talk.
You ain't gonna keep.
Well, I'm gonna say this because I'm getting sleepy, roll. I really appreciate you, man, coming in, showing your map, man. Keep working on it, and big ups to Rude Words, Cautious, Red Squid X, you too, Roll, man. But any last statements anybody want to make before we close out? Y'all go ahead. Y'all got the floor.
Peace to y'all too, man.
Man, peace to everybody, man. Have a good night. Everybody be safe.
All right, man. I just tried to come in and make light of what I thought I saw him saying. But if you want to get a better idea, pull up a Gleason's map, and it'll kind of show you what he really was saying, because it's almost like you got a picture of the flat earth on the pyramid, and the north will be the top of the pyramid, pretty much. All right, people. One love to all the eyes with eyes. I'll get up with y'all on the other side.
All right, brother. Peace and light. I say peace and light to everybody, man. But sometimes, man, you got to be wrong, man. Ain't nothing wrong being wrong, man. That's just sorry when you can't admit you wrong. Yeah, peace and light, man. It was a good build.
Peace.
All right, man.
Yeah, this was a good show.
Everybody. Can nobody? All I'm gonna say, can nobody ever be wrong from what they're saying, man? That's all I'm gonna say. They saying what they're saying. That's what they're saying. You just not being able to say what they say. That's all I'm gonna say. Then peace to everybody, and everybody be safe.